of a disaster, right? Thank you. So I'm sure this is not too boring for you. I have one small video for you. After this, I'll play, and then we'll close the session. Okay? Yeah. Just play the video. No, not this one. Go to Smart City. Go to Smart City. What happened? Not coming? Okay. Yeah, that one.
Committed to give a better life to its citizens, Andhra Pradesh government plans to make its cities safer. The government wants to create cities where its citizens can live without any fears. Fear of theft, vandalism, and assault. The Andhra Pradesh Police Department has decided to deliver safe cities to its people. In collaboration with IVIS, a security company with extensive international experience in security operations, it has developed an extensive security plan. IVIS will help in its execution. Let's see how. Local police departments have identified several critical areas that need close monitoring in each city. All major traffic junctions will be equipped with our state-of-the-art controllers and multiple cameras. Depending on the need, pan, tilt, zoom cameras, license plate and face recognition systems will be installed as well. The government has also planned multiple interventions like a two-way audio system, remotely deployable sirens and strobes. Once installed, the system will enable the police to keep a close eye on the whole city from its monitoring center. To manage the accidental emergencies more efficiently, the control center of each city will coordinate with the medical, fire, and traffic department. Here's how advanced security systems by IVIS made numerous locations safe globally. Two-way audio and integrated interventions enable the police to warn the criminals and vandals before they commit the crime. License plate and face recognition technologies help the police to solve the cases quickly and prosecute the criminals effectively. The PTZ camera systems help police to zoom in and follow the potential troublemakers effectively. We have ensured that our systems are foolproof so that the security of a city is not compromised. Our multiple backup storage systems will enable every police department to retrieve the evidence even if the local equipment gets vandalized. Built-in embedded intelligence will make the equipment self-healing and will notify the vendor for potential malfunction. During critical times, the IVIS system will allow the police to enable responsible citizens to watch for potential troublemakers and warn the officials. That's not all. The police may, at its discretion, allow limited access to citizens for its neighborhood watch programs. Best of all this technology was developed in Andhra Pradesh and has been in operation in the USA, UK, and Canada for more than 8 years. Its efficacy in crime prevention exceeded 98% among its clients. Safe cities can't happen without citizens' active involvement. Come and join the team to make our Andhra Pradesh crime-free.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir. That's an interesting video. So, to proceed next, we have one more guest, Sri Taichiro Endo. He is from EXA Intelligence from Japan. So, he will also add his perspective on safety, surveillance, and security in smart city. So, can I have you on stage, sir? Welcome.
today's world, we need the right data to run efficiently and be competitive, whether we're trying to keep transit on time, make our cities safer, or run a more successful business. But how can we get this data? Clipboards, counters, and massive reports used to be the answer. These were manual, isolated, and time-consuming tools. Video cameras used to be no different, but now they're IoT sensors and a gateway to insight. IoT data from video is providing operational intelligence and security to improve our cities and businesses and protect our privacy. How do we gain these insights? Hitachi Video Analytics, a suite of industry-leading tools for operations and security. So whether you provide public services or manage commercial space, there's plenty of alerts and insights to help you make smarter business decisions and respond faster to potential emergencies. Insights are only useful if they're accurate. Our analytics methodology uses advanced object recognition. This leads to fewer false positives than typical pixel analysis, for cleaner, more accurate data. We also optimize the quality and reliability of live and recorded video. To achieve this, first, our video enhancement solution filters fog, rain, and snow, automatically adjusts contrast, and stabilizes your video if the camera's shaking. Second, our camera health monitor makes sure you always have vision where you need it. It alerts you if the camera stops sending video, or if something or someone has covered up your camera. People demand privacy, especially in sensitive areas like hospitals or schools. Our Privacy Protector automatically detects and pixelates people, not just faces, in real time, while still allowing other analytics to provide insights. This ensures that personally identifiable information is not shared. Only authorized personnel can access the original images for evidence, and their usage is tracked by the system. So you see, the right data can augment what each of us can achieve for our businesses and our cities. Get the alerts and insights you need to make smarter decisions and respond faster when seconds count with Hitachi Video Analytics.
Thank you for waiting. Hello everyone. My name is Taichiro Endo from Efftronics. Today, I'll talk about the future of surveillance camera. Efftronics is an AI startup from Japan. We especially focus on manufacturing and healthcare industries. We are aiming to realize a world where AI technologies are close to everyone. We are promoting the provision of solutions to promote the use of AI in various fields. This is an example of our deep learning-based diagnosis assistant system. It can extract the region of coronary artery automatically. Okay. Let's see what kind of situation the current surveillance camera is. With existing surveillance cameras, humans must keep monitoring. If something happens, we have to check a lot of videos back to the past. However, by using AI, we'll be able to do a variety of things. Detection and tracking is the first step of the AI-based surveillance cameras. It will be possible to automatically detect and track suspicious individuals. Okay. This is our example of applying detection and tracking technology to basketball video. Among the people on the video, we succeeded in detecting and tracking only the players who are playing basketball. You can see the referee and the audience are not detected. Okay, let's watch a video. No sounds. You can see that the referee is not detected. our example of segmenting the player silhouette. You can see that players are more precisely extracted. You can also see that referees and the audience are not detected. Okay, let's watch a video. Okay, referees is not detected. In the next step of the future of surveillance camera, it will become aware of abnormalities that human beings are unaware of. By noticing the delicate movements of suspicious individuals, it may become possible to prevent the terrorism and crime in advance. This is an example of detecting suspicious movement that humans cannot distinguish. At first glance, she's just walking the same way, but with the right video, she put weights on her body. We succeeded in detecting that walking is a little strange by that weight. Okay, there are two videos. One is just walking, and another one is walking with weight. On this left video, she is just walking. And on the right video, she puts weight on her body and her walking gets little strange. Our system did not miss this small difference. Okay, let's watch video again in left case. She's just walking. On the right case, she put weights. Okay. And three-dimensional coordinate grasping is a key technology to detect motion. By installing this on wall with AI-based surveillance camera, we'll be able to know when and where and who did what. And high-quality three-dimensional coordinate grasping is already installed on smartphone. Let's watch the video. This technology is already installed on Android smartphone. Again, By installing this on wall with AI-based surveillance camera, we'll be able to know when and where who did what. The third stage of feature of surveillance camera is a conversation with a surveillance camera. By asking questions, AI will show you the scene that you want to check. You will also be able to ask questions freely about the situation the surveillance camera had seen in the past. This is an example of object captioning on the picture. In addition to simple detecting so far, we are now able to express in text what the things in the image are trying to do. This will allow you to figure out what is going on in the image, like car is turning right, car is turning left, or person is riding, etc. Okay. To be able to add caption to images will also allow you to ask questions on images. This is called visual question answering. Visual question answering is the latest research field of asking questions on images. By asking questions about images in English, AI will answer the questions. On the left upper example, the question is, where is the child sitting? And the answer is a fridge and arms, and that is correct. And the next example is, how many children are in the bed? And AI look at the picture and counted. The left picture is 2 and the right one is 1. And on the right example, the question is, which object in these images is most related to entertainment? And the answer is TV. The AI infers that television performs the art, and that is kinds of entertainment. By applying visual question answering on video, there is the latest research that can search for videos with English questions. By asking questions about videos on the stage, AI will return the video that he may want to watch. Let's watch a video. This video is created by Carnegie Mellon University.
Show me the video of my baby playing with her toys.
I found 10 videos about baby and toy.
More amazing research called Movie QA has begun. Movie QA is the most challenging state-of-the-art research by showing AI a movie and let it answer various questions. In this example, we show the Lord of the Ring to AI and let it answer the question. The question is, who destroyed the Salmon in the battlefield? And the correct answer is Isidore. Although research has just begun, if this succeeds, the world that anything can be answered by the camera will be there soon. Let's look back on the current surveillance camera game. With existing surveillance cameras, humans must keep monitoring. And if something happens, we have to check a lot of videos back to the past. Lastly, this is a summary. The surveillance camera will evolve among the following 3 steps. With this evolution, it will be possible to automatically detect and track suspicious individuals. It will be able to detect suspicious movements that people cannot notice, and we'll be able to just ask questions to get the thing we want to check. And there will be no need for humans to keep monitoring. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taichiro Endo. Thanks a lot. It's very interesting. I just want to say quickly, if we'll just buy a camera, it will be available for 3,500 rupees. But if we try to build these analytics, we can have a value of more than lakhs. So what is the power of it? It is the algorithms or the video analytics which is powering these devices that is creating the value, and that is where people want to spend money on. So as we don't have enough time, we are moving from the Q&A to the next session. So if anyone wants to have any questions, they can directly contact the speakers. And now we will move on to the next session, which is sanitation, where we want to build clean and disease-free India. We are very delighted to have Dr. C.L. Venkatrao Garu. He is the head of Swachh Andhra mission. So sir will talk about what are the initiatives being taken by the government and how the technology or what are the challenges involved in this session. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I thank Efftronics MD Mr. Ramakrishnan and Anvesh and the AP Association of IT for inviting me for this gathering. So we are taking up a lot of initiatives, technology-oriented initiatives in sanitation. This is the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, who is my chairman and I am Executive Vice Chairman. So he is very keen that any technology existing on the earth, in the country, he wants to have it in Andhra Pradesh. That is his vision, and we never reject anybody. This one? On the count that somebody has come, always we listen to their presentations. We have taken up a lot of initiatives. Those initiatives have helped us in bagging the awards. And Visakhapatnam, out of 500 cities who have participated in the competition of Swachh Sarvekshan, Visakhapatnam stood 3rd. Tirupati, 9th. It is all the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and Municipal Administration Minister Mr. Narayana. Anta mana manchike. That is what happened in Visakhapatnam. From dark to brightness. I have spent 4 months of time, full time, only looking after sanitation, hygiene, restoration, and that LED light program, LED system. The whole thing came up from the idea of our Honorable Chief Minister. And I have been greetings from the state of Andhra Pradesh. I would like to give some time for the interaction, because all these things what we could do is because of the technologies. When companies come and give a presentation, we are always with open mind. Even in the airport, 5 minutes, 10 minutes we sit, and CM also is very keen in encouraging the latest technologies. Further, he wants us to interact with the universities, colleges, faculties, students. This is one forum, Swachh Andhra mission. All of you, it is our mission. It is not somebody's government mission. So we are in active contact with all the universities, colleges. So I want your feedback and your inputs. It is our state and our vision and our mission is Swachh mission, that is Swachh Andhra. So it is not giving a lecture. So I will leave more time for you to give inputs. And not only on Swachhandra, any problems, what you face in day to day, by virtue of my close proximity to the Honorable Chief Minister, and my mission operates with so many departments, you can give useful inputs for the development of the budding state to become a model state, Navyandhra state, to fulfill the dreams of Sri Chandrababu Naidu. This is the structure. The advantage was what I was mentioning is any problem anywhere, even it could be sometimes a personal problem of a faculty or a student, you may not be able to access the highest authority. I will give my number. Please note my number. If I am in a meeting, you can leave a message. So I will be of some help anytime. If suppose some injustice is done for you in your life, either a faculty member or an institution or as an individual, or some file is not getting cleared, I am certainly of help to you. You can make a note of my number, 98-480-55806. I will repeat again, Dr. C.L. Venkatrao, 98-480-55806. Anytime, any issue, you can always contact. This is the driving force is Minister for Municipal Administration, Panchayat Raj, Housing, RD, Lokesh. RD Minister is now IT Minister. Then the Finance Minister, that's the most important thing. Then the Environment, Forest, Irrigation, that is to be called as Water Resources, HRD, you are part of HRD, Endowments Department, and Information and Public Relations. So many departments. We want to add agriculture, marketing also, and animal husbandry in the next coming things. Those departments will be added. In addition to the ministers, so many secretaries of all the departments, they are part of this mission. And there is one CEO, an IAS officer, assisting us in this mission. This mission is operating at state level. Chief Minister and myself, our team is at state level. District level, you have collectors, MLAs, MLCs, and then municipal chairpersons and ZP chairmans are the members. And the divisional level, we have an RDO, MLAs, and the water user societies. Then municipal level, ULB is urban level, that is municipal level, urban local body. The technical term ULB is urban local body, that is the government terminology. We have municipal chairman, ward members, municipal commissioner. So that means it operates at state level, district level, RDO level, and then municipal level. Then Mandal level. The Mandal president, the MPP, Mandal Praja Parishad president is the chairman, MPTs, ZPTs, MPDO is the convener, and at the Panchayat level, we have Sarpanch, and the executive officer or the secretary is the convener. So this operates from the state to the village level. This is Swachhandra mission. What are the main objectives, main principles as construction of toilets, then solid and liquid waste management, various different technologies, tree plantation, and at the same time somebody is asking, conservation of trees also plays a vital role. It's not only putting trees, conserving the trees also. And then war on mosquitoes, preventing the communicable diseases and mosquito-borne diseases, awareness on sanitation. This is what the colleges, faculties, you are going to help us in this aspect. Modi, our Prime Minister Modi ji has launched on October 2nd, 2014, the Swachh Bharat mission. He wanted us to achieve open defecation free on 2nd October 2019, but we have achieved in urban areas, 110 municipalities on October 2nd itself, and rural target we have put it for October 2nd, 2018. In that direction, we have already achieved ODF districts. Nellore and West Godavari are declared open defecation free, and if the cement companies cooperate with us in another month, the June 2nd, Krishna district also is going to become open defecation free and smoke free. That means we are going to provide the gas to all the households. This is our wish. It is the cooperation. What we require is the cement companies. They have hiked up the prices and there's a lot of problem with them. We are trying to tackle. Now the issue is public toilets. Even today, we find a lot of areas, we don't find convenient toilets in the urban areas. People pissing on the walls here and there. It's a very common thing. We have a lot of budget, and this is what we provide. What is the difference between community toilet and public toilet? Community toilet means if somebody occupies a house, is put on a government land, on the bank of a river, bank of a canal, it is unauthorized. Unauthorized occupant, we will not pay. We are going to pay 15,000 rupees for construction of toilet. The household need not spend even a single rupee. So when he is occupying a land and he has put it on a government land, we provide a row of toilets by providing 98,000 per seat. That is occupied land, the local people are there, that we call as community toilet. The same thing we put it for use by floating population nearer to markets, bus stands, railway stations, and the malls. We call it as a public toilet. Say concept is same, pricing is same, and this is the share between the government of India and government of Andhra Pradesh. Wherever you need, you can straight away approach us. You want a public toilet in X place, please inform us. We have money, plenty of money. Wherever you want, even outside, if suppose you don't have good facilities in your engineering college, ask us, we will put a public toilet complex outside your engineering college, outside the wall, and which the municipality will maintain. Feel free, wherever you think there is a nuisance of urination and open defecation, we are ready, we have funds, and we will respond within a week or 10 days. Again, the process is by calling for tenders. This is a toilet called Namma toilet. This is, and then we are using the technologies. We are using Swachhata app, mobile app, and geotagging technologies. And where we are geotagging all the toilets and toilet complexes. So we are using day in and day out geotagging apps for bringing awareness as well as for documenting. This is a focus on school sanitation. We are providing everywhere toilets for school children, and we have not gone into the colleges. So far we are only concentrating on primary and secondary education up to the school level. We are providing toilets with running water, and we are also trying to teach the principles of sanitation hygiene at the school levels. This is a kit what we have provided. This is a Swachh Bharat kit, training team Swachh Bharat kit, which we are providing to the schools about the sanitation and hygiene. This is one area, a lot of problem. The sanitary pads is a menace for blockade of the sewage lines all over the country, lack of awareness. So we are going in a big way to promote in educational institutions, hostels, social welfare hostels. This is a machine supplied by the Ministry of Health, and this is a vending machine, and we can, that vending machine will accept denominations of 1, 5, 10, and the minute you put, a packet will come out. It will contain 3 napkins priced by about 10 rupees. The HLL is Hindustan Latex Limited. This is a company of Government of India. We have started supplying these things free of cost, and the recurring expenditure of the napkins are purchased by the concerned departments. BC Welfare, SC Welfare, ST Welfare, they fund it. Swachh Andhra Mission, we are installing these vending machines all over in the hostels and educational institutions nearer to the washrooms. It's not only simply vending a sanitary pad, we have to have a solution for it, that is an incinerator. There is a vending machine, next we install a incinerator. So if you burn that, we only get 2 grams of ash from that. So you just deposit in a basin, the whole thing will go into the incinerator. This is one of the innovations, and this will go a long way in preventing choking of these sewage lines and bringing a lot of awareness. Also prevents the infections. Female genital tract infections will come down because we are teaching the hygiene, thereby the investment on medicine supply to the woman, especially rural folk, and the children will come down. This is, we have put a lot of advertisements. We again used technology. wherever the vehicles are going slow, if I put a board, there is a point. If the vehicle is going slow, he will see into my board and he will learn about Swachha Sarvekshan or Swachhata. Suppose the vehicle is going very fast, I don't get any mileage. So we have done a plotting of all the plotting in the entire state. Wherever the traffic is slow, we have given those points, and those points only we have selected for putting our billboards and advertisement boards. So there again we have integrated the technology. So these are the areas, the red areas are the areas where the traffic is very slow. So I get 100% mileage of my money spent on the advertisement board and the unipole board. They are not simply leaving. The advertisement companies are very smart. They will bring one photograph and they will claim bill for 10 crores. And they are notorious for doing the things. We have geotagged every location. Entire state of Andhra Pradesh, whatever the amount, what we have spent on them, we have geotagged, and we have also done a survey. We have appointed a third-party agency whether they have really put the boards or not, unipole boards and boards. This is again using the technology for saving the money and effective monitoring of what you have done, how the public expenditure, is it going in a right direction or that. All those points, red marks, are my boards of Swachha Bharat and Swachha Andhra and the designing of our health education signboards. These are all the boards what we put across all over the state, and we have put a board Chatta Seenu. Then a phone call came. My name is Seenu. How can you put Chatta Seenu? I will go put a case against you, and I will put a case in the High Court, Supreme Court, defamation case. I will put you behind bars and all. They have started threatening all Seenus. They are making calls. How can you call me a Chatta Seenu? I am a good Seenu. And once we have used a caption in Hyderabad city for AIDS. We have put a Puli Raja. So Puli Raja ad, we got a national award. Andhra Pradesh got a national award for coining the word Puli Raja. Who is Puli? Who is Raja? Nobody knows. So that Puli Raja won the award. Similarly, we have encouraged, okay, go to the court. Anything cinema banned, it is a success story. You go to the court, you are bringing free of cost advertisement. You are welcome to go against us. So we continue to put Chatta Seenu wherever we find all over the state. So these are all the things which we have designed to bring awareness amongst the public. These are some more things which you would have seen. And of course, Vijayawada, we could not make an impact. So in front of Vizag and Tirupati, still next year we try our luck at least to bring about 10. We'll try to achieve about 10. It's again the same thing, awareness boards all over the state which we have put, and we are able to bag 32 awards, and first 10, 2 ranks, 10 to 20, again 2 ranks, totally 80, we are above 50 ranks, and in the total of 500 city we have got 32 ranks. So that's a great achievement. Our Hyderabad, when Chandrababu Naidu was there, always number 1 in the country, nowhere nearer to us. So though Hyderabad we have developed, still it's far lagging behind in the marking whatever is given by MAUD, that is central government. This is Topu Seenu, Chatta Seenu, this is the thing, and it has become very popular. And everywhere you would have seen Topu Seenu, Chatta Seenu. Now this is one point for you to discuss. We put a flexi or something, it gets fade, it becomes lighter in a month or two. So we want you to do some research so that the longevity of that color lasts for more time. Would you like to add some chemicals? You do some research, we will encourage. If somebody is doing some research for increasing the longevity of the flexi, what I am putting in 2 months or 3 months, it's fading out. So once it's fading out, I am losing my property of the government. So if you can find out some technologies to make it intact for 1 year, for it to work, you please work out on that lines. This is again the same thing. This is in another language. Yeah, we have incorporated an app, Swachhata app, and we have there is one more Pura Seva app. All of you can download from Play Store, Pura Seva app. If you lodge any complaint in Pura Seva app, within 24 hours you find a solution. If you are not satisfied, you can reopen. Just because they have closed, you don't have to keep quiet. You are not satisfied with the service what they have rendered, you can reopen. And Pura Seva is the app. This is a public grievance system, and smart city means public grievance forms one of the important component of the smart city. This is, we go on publicizing about the Swachhata movement in Facebook, Twitter, and in different review meetings. And what we do is, we bring awareness amongst the officials, and then public representatives, elected representatives in the municipalities, villages. So they are the ones who are given the education program, orientation, education. Thereby, they are the ones who are going to lead the state. This is a ODF certification. When we completed October 2nd, 110 ULBs, we got a ODF certificate. And that is Minister Narayana, and this is Minister Jawahar, recently inducted. That time he was only MLA, now he has become a minister. Then we conduct a lot of competitions. We propose to conduct in your colleges also. There are different types of competitions. This is painting competitions, and this is a workshop. We involve a lot of international faculty and invite them, and we interact with them. And transfer of technology is our aim. This is on August 15th and January 26th, Rathams. So the Rathams will go. So that will give a coverage for Swachhandra movement. This is for the school and colleges. We conduct quiz competitions and give the prizes. This you can do in your colleges as well. This is Godavari Pushkaram. We have taken that platform to bring a lot of awareness about the Swachhata movement. This is Krishna Pushkaral. Again, this became a platform. We have used this platform to educate the general public. Of course, day in and day out on the media, we try to propagate the concept of Swachhata and sanitation and hygiene. This is the principle. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. This should be our goal to achieve a clean India. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Whatever possible, recycle. Wherever possible, reuse, and reduce the usage. For that, the best example is plants. We are propagating the plants in a very, very big way. If you bring a garland or a bouquet, it becomes a garbage. If you bring a plant, that becomes an asset. And people remember. And when I sworn in Vijayawada, I gave a call to all the invitees. I have given a big notice. Don't bring bouquet. Don't bring garland. Don't bring shawl. I in fact gave a positive message. Please bring plants. I gave a positive note. Please bring plants. That's the first occasion. People in large numbers, they have mobilized more than 20,000 plants, and all of them went back and they have planted it, and they are alive. If the same thing they bring plants, the bouquets and the garlands, it becomes 1 or 2 tons of garbage. It's a penalty to the municipality. So let us propagate a concept of carrying a plant, and those plants I will show you in the end. There is one madam who has come here, and you would have seen small cards are there, and they sell instead of a garland, shawl, and bouquet. Please carry plants. That is the message of reduce the garbage. Your garland is a garbage, your bouquet is a garbage, and is a menace to the municipality. So use the plants for greeting the people for occasions or greeting them. This is one of the challenging projects which our Chief Minister has taken up. Our Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu, is the convener for Swachh Bharat, and is the convener of Chief Ministers. This is the only state in the country we have taken up 12 waste to energy plants. Here, all of you can get involved. These are the clusters what we have formed. Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram, Tadepalligudem, Guntur, Machilipatnam, Tirupati, Nellore, Kurnool, Anantapur, Kadapa. From people from Vijayawada, you can visit Guntur. Jindal is doing that project. Your electrical students, they can go there and just they have started. And even employment component also, people who are good, we tell them to take, if you are associated right away now, from at this stage, they will take you as the plant engineers. And you can also learn, instead of learning on slides and textbooks, please go to those things. They will all be operational by January 2018. This is the only state where we are going to have 12 clusters for, these are all the waste to energy plants, and we are monitoring again technology. We have installed cameras in the site, and the cameras are coming to our command control center. We have a command control center in the ULB. If any one of you want to visit our command control room, you call me, I'll give a pass to the secretariat. You can come and study the command control room. The Jindal has installed a Guntur camera. We can see the entire site, what is happening, the progress of work. So the progress of work is monitored by us on a daily basis at command control room using the cameras. These are all the, this I mentioned 10, 2 more are there, 12 waste to energy plants. This is another innovation. You have a lot of demolition material. We don't know, it became a menace. So what we have done is we have advertised, called for companies, the demolition waste is processed and made into bricks, and we can use it for parking tiles or whatever, the curb stones. So we are reusing the demolished waste. This is one of the innovative concept what we have taken in Andhra Pradesh. This is a site what I visited in East Delhi. They are doing it. East Delhi, this is a plant. Similar plant is going to come up in Vizag, Vijayawada and Tirupati. We are establishing 3 C&D waste treatment plants. Thereby, entire demolition waste will go for recycling of the concrete, the stones, cement, whatever the thing, they are going to recycle and reuse it. This is one of the things. We have large heaps of solid waste. Singh Nagar, 40 acres, there is so much of waste. So what we are doing is, we are trying to use a technology called remediation. Remediation technology we are using, and we are clearing off the whole dump, and we are clearing off the land for reuse. Each acre costs about 4 crores. So this is a process of, that's called that is called remediation of the existing dumps. This is wealth. We don't call anymore today waste as a waste. We call it as a wealth. In municipality of Tenali, we are selling the solid waste, dry waste per kg 8 rupees. So we are using that dry waste for energy production, dry waste for recycling, wet waste for compost, vermicompost, and the compost we are using for the agriculture, horticulture and nursery purpose. So we call this as not a solid waste. We have named it as solid wealth processing centers. They are the wealth centers, not the waste centers. These are all in the rural areas of Andhra Pradesh. This again some more examples of vermicompost. We make vermicompost of the wet waste and send it to the farmers of horti and agriculture. We have a lot of partners. We are lucky. None of them charge us. They have voluntarily come to help us. GIZ, World Toilet, Borda, they are all from Germany, WaterArc and CDD, and there is one more partner, Bill and Melinda Gates, University of Chicago. All of them are associated with the government of Andhra Pradesh. They are rendering free of cost. Their teams are working. We must really appreciate. They don't charge single penny, and they are all our technical partners and helping us in solid liquid waste management and all these innovative technologies. Training programs is the key. We take them for exposure visits. I take the municipal chairpersons, councillors, corporators, commissioners, all these sanitary inspectors to exposure visits to so many places in the country, and thereby they learn what is happening in other places. Shortly I am planning for another visit to Malaysia also. That Malaysia visit is sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates. They are funding the whole thing. And these exposure visits, we don't spend any money from municipality or government of Andhra Pradesh. Those organizations, our technical partners, not only rendering free service, they are also sponsoring visit. And one more, they are funding some of the innovative projects also. One of the fecal sludge that is being funded by them at Narsapur of West Godavari district. This is, you can see, we build the toilets. And then you see what purpose they are using it. In rural areas, మనము ప్రభుత్వం మోడీ గారు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు టాయిలెట్లు కట్టాను. పుల్లలు, పురకలు, కట్టెలు, పిడకలు, పేడకళ్ళు. That is what they use, misuse and abuse. You see, this is one of our technical partner has made a survey and he has brought this picture and gave it to us. See, 15,000 rupees is given free of cost to a household, and pidakalu, kattalu, pullalu, storeroom, and these fellows are washing the utensils and putting it. They are not using it as a toilet. So still they go for open defecation. This is where we have to educate, and the role of educational institutions, students and teachers, they play a role. This is one thing so far not addressed, we have taken up. This is fecal sludge management. Toilet cleaning, septic clean, tankers, advertisement, we call that fellow. Septic tank fellow comes, he takes money, sucks out our septic tanks, makes clean, our tank is clean, and takes this and puts it wherever they like. Wherever they like, by the roadside. Then what is the solution? We have to treat like our sewage. This is septage which is having very hazardous creams. They have all polio virus, jaundice viruses, they have gastroenteritis organisms and typhoid organisms, malaria, filaria, so many diseases will come because of this. These tankers, septic cleans, they are dumping wherever they like, in the roadside or canal side. This is a hazard we want to prevent and construct. Each municipality and in the mandals also, there is a like a sewage. We want to construct this fecal sludge is called septage. Whatever is coming out of the septic tank is called septage. So we want to build septage treatment plants. This we have already started in Narsapuram. That is again, Narsapuram is funded by Bill and Melinda Gates. They are donating us 3 crore rupees and we are using that. Then we are scaling up all over the country. This is a first step. The step ahead of the other states is this fecal sludge and septage management. This is again, they just put it wherever they like and contaminate the water bodies, and we get all the infectious and contaminate diseases. Godavari, this is the state of affairs. And Krishna, Harati place. When water is there, what is the you would have seen in all the daily newspapers. Now, at the place where as a pious place, Harati is given, now a river has become. This is one of the areas where we have to conserve. This, see, one tanker septic cleaner is equivalent to 5,000 people shitting in the open. One tanker, that is the damage it is causing. And that fellow collects money, he goes out, empties, comes back, and he is spreading the diseases. Our health budget has to go up further, double, triple. So this is where we are regulating also. Nobody in future can operate like this. The septic clean has to go to the septage treatment plant only. Otherwise we are going to prosecute that fellow if he doesn't take it to the septage treatment plant. This is one plant which the Devanahalli people have done it. It's very primitive. I visited. I made lot of suggestions. And as a doctor, I got involved and I made them to revise. Now we are getting state-of-the-art technology at Narsapur, West Godavari district. This is a plant. This is what they do in Malaysia. They make trenches. And they bring the septage and put in the trenches away from the villages and away from the habitations. Thereby it is not risky to the human being. This is in Bangladesh. They make with cement tanks and they put that septic clean water and it gets dried up. Once it is dried up, the dry material used as a manure for agri, horticulture and nurseries. This is the dried up material, so they use it for horticulture. Once the fecal matter gets dried up, that becomes a very good manure. This is what I am talking about, the plants. So I leave a message with you. Instead of a bouquet or a garland, wherever you go, you please cultivate this habit. And the Botanica is a company where you have, and Botanica people are available. And one of the madam is doing a good job, Mrs. Subhashini. She is on behalf of Association of Kove, Lady Entrepreneurs. So she is promoting this concept. We want you to take up this message to everywhere, even your college days, freshers days, or you want to invite somebody, you please invite with a plant bouquet, not with a flower bouquet. This is a plant bouquet where it's affordable, 100 rupees to 1000 rupees. So if suppose somebody gives to me, I carry home and put it in my garden. So this should be our change of mindset, to not to pushpaka vilapamu. Pushpamu vilapinchakududu. So we'll take the plant, let the flowers be there on the plant, and let us not do that. Of course, anyway, marriages we have to celebrate with the flowers, but at least social occasions, let us propagate this concept. Whenever you want to greet a guest, please greet with a plant bouquet. This is let's call it as a plant bouquet instead of flower bouquet. This is thank you with the plant bouquet. Now you are most welcome. This should be a more interactive session rather than I've given only some innovative concepts. We have a lot of innovations. So I would like to visit your institutions, have a discussion, presentation, and we want you to take up some of the projects. We will encourage you to work in association with the government. Anybody? Please come. Please speak into the mic for the benefit of all. If you speak into the mic, everybody will get that benefit.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. When we are constructing national highways and state highways, we are cutting the trees, hundreds of years of trees. We are cutting the trees. If you go abroad or even go to Bangalore, in front of your house also you can't cut a tree. You have to get the permission of forest department, and at least it will take 10 years, because I have lived in Indranagar where my owner has to wait for 10 years to cut the tree which has deceased. Even that also is not permissible in Bangalore. But we are staying in Andhra Pradesh, we are cutting the trees left and right, and we are seeing the results. It is going 50 degrees. Why can't in Bangalore you go to some places, if they want to construct a road, just beside the road, beside the tree you go, you acquire the land. Because the problem is, we are saying acquiring land is a problem. That's where we cut the tree and we are occupying that. Can Andhra Pradesh government can think in that direction instead of cutting the existing trees and causing lot of heat during pollution and heat. And because of that only we are using ACs now. I don't remember in my childhood days using ACs even in summer. Now,
yeah, your point is well taken. Wherever possible, we will not disturb the existing trees. There is an act called WALTA Act, Water, Land, Tree Act of 2002. If anybody wants to cut a tree, he shall obtain prior permission from the competent authority in the rural level, Tahsildar, here a commissioner. You have to obtain a permission before cutting. And even if you want to cut after obtaining permission, in place of that you have to put 3 plants. You have to plant 3 and cut 1. And we have tried the technology of tree transplantation. Tree transplantation can be done, but the costs are exorbitant. The tree transplantation cost will range from 10 to 20,000 rupees per tree. If you get me sponsors, I will get the whole tree transplanted wherever you want, but we are living in a poor country. We have a coverage of 25% forest now. We are aiming to go up to 32%. So we are going in an aggressive way. We are providing free plants to every house. 5 plants are free in rural area, and we are doing by the side of the road. So that's a problem. Wherever possible, we will not touch the trees. Act is there. We can seriously punish, and they can be imprisoned for cutting a tree without permission.
And also one more suggestion is during the rainy season, at least across national highways, especially if you see the national highways, there is no tree. Actually, if you see 10 years back, that before the expansion, lot of trees between Chilurpet and Ongole. Now if you go there, not a single tree is there, which is not good at all.
Yeah, this is a problem between federal government and state government. National Highway Authority is there. The government of India maintains the national highways, and state government has no locus standi. Chandrababu Naidu sir has asked the central government, Surface Transport Ministry, to put plantation in the divider, median, and by the sides. They say we can't afford. Then with our costs of state government, we have started doing that greenery, whatever we have put now from Benji Circle to that Gannavaram. That is the investment of the state government, not the National Highway Authority. They say, sir, we can't put, we will put 1 or 2 Ganna, this plant or that plant. Their policy doesn't permit so much of intense planting, but our Chief Minister is planning to invest from our state government to supplement the whatever the roads what they have laid. We will certainly implement that, see to that the national highways are made beautiful. If not central government, we will put it from our state fund. Yes, we are going to. That's why now we have started from Varadi up to Chelakalurpet, we have given plantation. One more thing what we are doing is no tanker business. Tankers will cheat us. So what we have done everywhere, wherever we are putting the micro drip, micro irrigation systems, sprinkler and drip. And we are providing a provision for bore also. So if you see the plantation in Vijayawada and across up to the Gannavaram is all the micro irrigation that is working. We have that's why tree plantation, tree protection is one of the main objectives of Swachhandra, and CM is very much after it to conserve the street, conserve the trees. Your point is well taken.
Open defecation, I think it is a habit at many places. So how you are going to tackle that when you are going up to the village level? Another thing is, I think we have to, like in the morning, Dr. Lakshmanarayana has said, we have to invest or start in the classrooms. It is the schools, I think, where we have to insist. There shall not be any school where the boys or girls has to do it outside. And I think many government schools are lacking these facilities. Even if we provide some infrastructure in the way of structures, I think water is going to be a very big problem. I don't know how it is going to be tackled.
Sir, 2 points you have taken up. One, the literacy levels at the rural area is very less. How do you sensitize them not to construct the toilet is one, putting it to use. What we are doing is, whenever I go to a rural area, I take a chambu, and that chambuku check pettandi, chambunu vaadadani cheppi, that chambu I will take them in all the meetings wherever I go, and that chambu gets registered. Ee chambutone neeku rogalu vastayi. Ee chambuku check pettavante malaria, filaria, chikungunya, dengue, ivanni jabbulu raavu. Meeru ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉండాలంటే ఈ చెంబుకు చెక్ పెట్టండి, చెంబు బయటికి తీసుకెళ్ళొద్దని చెప్పి we are making videos, small clippings, and trying to screen in the cinema theaters also. The second thing about the point what you have raised, it used to be the scenario before 2014. Now all the schools, primary, secondary, high schools are well equipped with the toilets, municipal schools also. But as you have rightly said, I have visited the schools. 90% of the schools, they construct a tank outside and you are supposed to carry water from the bucket. But my vision and the Chief Minister's vision, government vision is a running water. We make a provision for a syntax tank and they are not using the syntax tank. Inevitably they are putting a tub outside and there is no running water in the toilets. So slowly, in another year or so, all the toilets in the schools will be having a running water. Whenever I visit a school, I only enter into the toilet, I don't go to the classroom. My first place, probably they're all astonished, They never expected that I visit the toilets, but they are all astonished. The ministers, MLAs, ZP chairman, they are away. I open the doors and see the pathetic situation of cleanliness is very bad. Now we are providing funds. Under Velugu program, we are providing funds for cleaning the toilets. So that's one area, water, as you rightly said, we will rectify that. In another year's time, we will see to that running water is available in all the school toilets.
I want to tell you a situation which I have faced around me. See, in Vijayawada, what I have observed is people the open defecation is very minimum, but the drain problems, the garbage collection problems, they are at very high peak level. See, common people, they generally abuse the corporation or the field workers that they are not picking up the garbage properly either on the drains or underground. And even they clean the drains, open drains, they will put the wastage just beside that. And they leave it until it becomes the dust or after so many days. And this is not done regularly even. Next thing is, common man, they know how to book a Bahubali ticket very oftenly logging in to book my show, but they don't log into your app and put a grievance. My suggestion is you please open a toll-free number like 101, 100. Better it be 10 to October 2nd, if it is free, so that any grievance regarding this Swachh Bharat, it should be logged to you, and that would be people will be more aware. And next thing is today in coming to a common householder, it need to be red and green garbage baskets, but many of them are not maintaining that, and there is no enforcement on that the collection should be again separated. And the society collections are again common, and they divide. There is no proper maintenance division of work with the society cleaners and the corporation cleaners. And next thing is people don't know what should go under red and what should come, wet garbage and dry garbage. That should be in the campaign, because from households you get wet and dry, but the household people don't know what they need to maintain too. Maybe they are aware, but they don't know under what you have to put it, this or that. And that should be enforced from the collection point of view. Collection chesetappude rendu untayi, and mainly from the apartments also. Every apartment should have both garbages and both garbage collections. That is my intention. And next thing is like you told on the posters, lamination of the posters, like my friend suggested, that could reduce your
but anything whatever you suggest should be cost effective.
Yeah,
the word cost effective.
2 months again and again, it's better than laminating once.
You work out cost effectiveness and then come back to us.
Yeah, okay, fine.
That is, the lamination is an existing technology.
Yes.
If you, by adding any chemicals, if you can increase the longevity, that's my idea.
Okay, fine. Yeah, this is what. Yeah. And the field workers should be more responsible rather than us. And
as there was no media, I'm telling you, there are no media, no here? Okay. No media, they left. I'm telling the fact. I live in Enikepadu in a very, very unhygienic situation. I am a standing example of suffering of the village panchayat of Enikepadu. Surrounding me, cow dung, all unhygienic. What is not to be done, everything is there. If somebody comes from BBC or something, how Swachandra Mission Vice Chairman is living in this unhygienic condition. The reason I tell you, it is the selfishness of the politicians. It is the selfishness of the politicians for 10 years. They never allowed the villagers to merge into this Vijayawada. What all you are pointing, I am not living in Vijayawada. I am living in a village, and the village, they swindle all the money and they don't spend anything, they know staff. Why I could achieve third rank, I will tell you the truth. There are 8 zones. Greater Vishaka Municipal Corporation. The entire area, Anakapalli and Bhimili, is brought into Municipal Corporation. And I am only aiming, when that July 31st of 2018 will come, next day we are going to convert all the villages into corporation. All this menace is in the villages. Ramavarapadu Junction, the entire thing menace. The whole road of Yellow Road, I am really ashamed. by my side, by my side of office, adjacent to my house, the pathetic situation I am facing because I am helpless. Because the law has made the panchayat to rule us. The panchayat is ruling me, and they say they don't have money, but there is money to collect and the money to corrupt. There is money to collect, there is money to corrupt, but there is no money to develop. And they put two push cards. And my system, I cannot use Vijayawada Municipal Corporation funds. I can't use my urban mission that Minister Narayana, we have about 7,000 crores, I can't. The next minute, once it is amalgamated into Vijayawada Municipal Corporation, the facelift is going to come for Ramavarapadu, Kanuru, and Prasadampadu, Enikepadu, Nedamanoru. All these things will give a facelift next day. They are physically, forcibly preventing the development. You must accuse those politicians who are responsible for not amalgamation. Yeah, but you have rightly said, this is all happening. That is not Vijayawada. You may not know what is Vijayawada, what is village. Because I write the address of Enikepadu, Vijayawada. It comes. But it is a Gannavaram, Vijayawada rural mandal. All this will. No, the same problem. The Vijayawada, once it is made as a greater Vijayawada corporation, things will happen. Greater Vijayawada corporation is the solution for it. Please wait for one more year. After July 31st, we are going to make it. Because the whole buildings and construction, they pay 100 rupees. Building plan 100 rupees, property tax 150 rupees. How can we run, ma? 100 rupees. 10,000 corruption, 100 rupees is the fees paid to the government. This is all corruption. The whole road is corruption. They are swindling the money. A day will come, we will curb that corruption and we will collect the taxes and then make it a city like Vizag. That's why 1 year more is required. Yeah, Puraseva app, please download. You can put any type of grievance and we are here to redress grievance.
One point. Basically, what we are doing is we want to put a trees on the road, which Ashoka said the trees should be put on the road. But today's contest is the putting a tree on the road is right. When I see the lot of developed nations, on the roads there is no tree. On the behind the house, there is a common that is forest. Something like behind this house, behind that house, there is a common forest like. There the trees should be there. Thereby we'll be getting lot of advantages. That means whatever the that is leaves falling, if I see in our road, morning my people clean perfectly, within 1 hour entire road is filled with whether it is a leaves or otherwise what is small flowers. It is not ending of the story. What is happens is that will go into the garbage. Once it goes into the garbage, you know pretty well if the water and all that, lot of mosquitoes and the garbage is getting this thing. But unfortunately, all our mindset is still Ashoka's mindset only. We have to start using the context. At that moment, there is no electricity, there is no drainage issues, this type of issues were not there. But still, we will be only thinking about that. Whether at least in Navi Andhra Pradesh with your good offices, only the trees should be behind, maybe some crotons or otherwise maybe some lawns should be in front of us, so that this problem of continuously cutting and again collecting, that lot of activity is going on. But reality outcome is very, very poor.
Your point is well taken, as you rightly pointed out. Excellent idea. In the residential area where there are roads, you should not put trees with greater heights. You should put ornamental plants. They don't shed leaves. So, the only state where we have started Greening and Beautification Corporation, a technical body headed by a conservator of forest, all our designs and landscapes are done by the Greening and Beautification Corporation. So, we aim not to put big plants, big trees within the city. They are only along the stretch of national highway and state highways. As you have rightly put, this much 6 feet, 8 feet ornamental, and they don't shed a lot of these leaves. So your point will certainly implement. It should be ornamental plants within, and outside we will put big plants. We will certainly implement your suggestion, because it's going to be, unless you put an underground systems, the wires and all is a menace, so we will not encourage such long trees. We will certainly implement that one, sir.
Good morning. This is Sevukadu Rao from Vignan University. We are very happy to listen your suggestions and your efforts towards the development of Swachh Andhra Pradesh. This Swachhata we can achieve it from if we feel, everyone feels like that. That's why what I want to propose, that every family, whenever they are going to gifted with a baby boy or a baby girl, immediately those parents has to plant along with that birth. Then only that child is eligible to get the government job. If we put that regulation, then everyone will take care of it, and it will inculcates among the childs of the means future generation also what is the importance of the plants also. We are talking about the reservations for providing the jobs, but I am talking about our society to put a plant such that you are eligible to get a government job, because we are all feel that government job is a greater job, a great thing we achieve in our life. So this is my just proposal and a suggestion.
No, we should give incentives, not punish. So the incentives what we are offering is school children, we are encouraging them to grow one plant, and we are giving incentives for growing the plant and nurturing the plant. And colleges also, at the time of admission, they are planting one sapling, and the student grows along with the plant, and we are giving incentives for tree plantation. You are saying punishment, and there are certain constitutional affairs. We can't deprive them of a job, but people are doing good work. We want to give incentives. Internal assessment, we are asking the professors to add marks. Thank you.
Not like a punishment. It is an encouragement towards the plantation.
The Constitution of India doesn't permit. It's a constitutional issue. We have to in line with the Constitution. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir. So moving on to the next session. Statistics says that by 2025, 80 million new job seekers will be coming into the market, and who are unskilled. And also recent statistics says that 10 to 15% of the graduates are only employable. So in smart cities, the main mission is to create a healthy living and healthy employment. So the need of an hour is how we skill our India. Even Isha Sadhguru says that if we don't skill India, we are going to kill India. So now I would request the Electronics Sector Skill Council of India, Vice President, Senior Vice President Rakesh Madhur Garu, and also Salim Ahmad Garu, to tell about how ESSCI is taking initiatives to skill India. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, a very good afternoon to you all, and thank you very much for inviting us here. It's a wonderful subject and a very, very futuristic subject, and especially with people like us who are striving to skill people and work under the Skill India mission and to create capacity, and how we can align all the capacity we are creating to the demand of this wonderful sector. I will give you a very brief description and just explain you how the ecosystem works, and a very, very broad view of the complete skill development in the electronics sector. Then my senior colleague, Mr. Rakesh Mathur, he will deep dive and delve more into details on the job roles and how the qualification packs and the courses are arrived at. Okay. So ESSCI, that is the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, we are a body, we are registered under as a not-for-profit organization under the Indian Companies Act, and we have been promoted by the Ministry of Skill Development, Delhi, which is a new ministry which has been formed. And because we represent the electronic sector, and it is more of a industry engaged and aligned to the industry and a PPP model, the 6 associations who are the representative bodies of the electronic industry constitute the members of our governing council so that they can guide us. So the organizations like Alcina, ISA, SIAMA, Elcoma, MITE, LEDMA, and IPCA, the 6 bodies, they are on the governing council. We have a vision to facilitate world-class ecosystem for industry-oriented skill development in the electronic sector. That's what we strive for. As a mission, we have a mission basically to establish a structured mechanism for skill-based training along with the NSDC to upgrade the existing vocational system in the country. And the objective basically is to bring all the stakeholders, whether the industry, the labor, and the academia, on a common platform so that they are aligned to the aspirations of the industry. So this is where we come from. Yeah, you can have the next slide. This is basically just to explain like how we have arrived at and what is the existing position of the Electronic Sector Skill Council. Yeah, so basically that was just about the council. Now this slide actually shows the complete ecosystem. So it's a very interesting ecosystem, how it has come. It starts off that by 2020, 50% of the population of a country will be less than 30 years of age. So with such a youthful population, we have the possibility and the opportunity to leverage the large youth population to use them for gainful employment, not only to fill in the vacancies in the country, but also to achieve a lot of people, working in the aging countries like the Western countries. So government has arrived at a large program and broadly put up a vision that they would skill about 500 million people in the country. For this program, they have made a ministry, the Ministry of Skill Development, which will be a policy making and the implementing body for the skill development exercise. And within the ecosystem, basically, there's a Ministry of Skill Development, the apex body. Then they have put up an agency called the National Skill Development Agency. This is going to be the highest authority for skill development and is going to drive the benchmark and the qualification pack and the standards at that end, and it's going to send a parameter and is going to harmonize the approach to skill development through each ministry as well as the state skill development mission. Now every ministry basically, since it's a specialized body representing a certain area in the country, like agriculture ministry, it completely represents the agriculture. So the skill development is going to be a very, very sector specific initiative, and also every state there's going to be a skill development mission which is going to drive the skilling within that particular state. Like in Andhra Pradesh, it is the Andhra Pradesh Skill Development Corporation, and we work very closely with that. Apart from that, the NSDA, they are going to anchor and they have promulgated a framework across the country called the National Skill Qualification Framework. Up till now, over the last 40-50 years, we had several programs, very, very fragmented certification programs, on skill development and vocational studies. There were ITIs, there were polytechnics, there are small little private institutes. Government wants to achieve a single framework, umbrella framework across the country, which is called the National Skill Qualification Framework, which will align all the job roles in a series of levels, 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. And each job role is going to be aligned to the NSQF in terms of the competency, skill, or knowledge acquired by a person, either through a formal format, like you go to the classrooms and the college school format, or through informal like format wherein a person goes and strives to learn from somewhere, or maybe a completely non-formal format where a typical guru, basically outside the formal institution, a person is trying to imbibe these skills. Now, on this one end, when you have the NSQF, the other side, government has made a corporation called the National Skill Development Corporation, which is an umbrella body to implement all the government programs in the country. And under this, we have the National Occupation Standards, which are a benchmark set by the government. And we have a qualification pack, which is basically defines a particular job role, and it seeks to collate all the skills which are required in that particular job role. And this is marked to the nose. And then you have a complete standardized curriculum across the country. For implementing this, then for every sector specific, you have a sector skill council. Like I come from the electronics sector skill councils. I have 30 of my other cousins in each particular sector who do exactly what I do, which I'll be explaining you in due course. And we implement the training programs across the country through a system of affiliated training partners. So all the big people who are experienced, who have the requisite infrastructure and the required expertise to teach our courses, they're affiliated to us. And it could also be any college or any community college or engineering college who would like to teach our skill programs can also be affiliated to us. So any person who's teaching and affiliated to us, and we are a certifying authority under the NSQF, which I told you is the government program. So this is broadly the ecosystem in the country at the moment, which is spearheading the Skill India mission and trying to achieve the skill development of a large mass of people in the country. Okay, roles and responsibilities. What basically the Sector Skill Council does. The primary responsibility I have is basically we strive to build a thing called the labor market information system. When we are developing capacity in terms of job roles, so we have a repository of trained resources on one hand, and we go to the industry to find out what is the demand and what is the requirement in the industry. So we strive to have a digital platform wherein the demand and the supply of the skilled manpower is aligned, so that people can search jobs and the industry who requires the competent people can look on the common platform. We are mandated to develop the thing called the qualification pack and the National Occupation Standard. A qualification pack, as I told you, is basically defines a particular function or is aligned to a particular job role as to what skills are required. There's a process to it, and my colleague Mr. Mathur will deep dive and give you more in detail after my short presentation. And the National Occupation Standard is under the NSQF a certain benchmark which has to be achieved. It's a measure of performance which has to be achieved to consider a job to be performed in a satisfactory manner. Then we are very, very industry aligned actually. The difference between the traditional academia and the skill development organization is that we are completely aligned to the aspirations and demand and requirements of the industry. We go to the industry, we do a due diligence and try to adhere to the demand in terms of both quality and the quantity. Second thing, as I told you, we are responsible for standardizing and affiliation and accreditation of training partner and assessment partner. When we develop these courses, we have this ecosystem to teach them. So a training partner, they impart the skills, and we are very closely monitoring it. After the course has been completed, we do the assessment, and people who qualify are also certified by us under the National Skill Qualification Framework. So assessment and certification is also done by us. We ensure that the quality of instruction is as per the mandated standards, and the assessment is done in a most fair and a transparent manner. Apart from that, the most focus, as I told you, is complete industry representation. Our governing council members are from the industry. Associate members are from the various subsectors of the particular industry, especially in the electronics sector. Because I come from the electronics sector, I will only speak about this particular sector. And we have a thing called special interest group, which Mr. Mathur anchors, in which people who are competent people, subject matter experts, and knowledge partners from each sub-segment, they are members of our committee and they contribute in terms of guiding us to align to the best practices. And then we have demand aggregation. We try to understand the demand of the industry and accordingly try to develop capacity so that we do not unduly skilled people who do not who land over and not aligned to the jobs. So this is basically the role responsibility of my sector council. This is a broad overview of the electronic industry. The electronic industry, as we have seen since morning, I mean, all the concept of a smart city, the concept of whatever we are discussing, the IoTs, it's all actually, is all very exciting, and it all constitutes some part of the electronic industry. So the electronic industry broadly is classified into 14 subsectors, and you can see the 14 subsectors. The pie just depicts contribution of each particular subsector to the common pie. We are living in a very, very challenging times. The electronic policy 2012, it envisages 5 basic points which show that how the industry is going to grow. The policy envisages the current size of $70 billion will increase to $400 billion by 2020. The policy expects investment to attract investments of $100 billion within the sector by 2020. So the government itself, through Make in India programs, the Digital India programs, it seeks to increase the manufacturing footprint in the country. The policy also wants to achieve $50 billion in terms of higher-end electronics, in terms of design, and in terms of the higher-end electronics like embedded software, apart from the conventional electronics. And the most important part, the policy envisages creation of 28 million jobs within the particular sector. For this, government is taking up steps, and other programs are going on to ensure the manufacturing takes up, and we are able to maintain the push we are having at the moment. So as of achievement, our council has been about 3.5 years old. The first 2 years went into developing the intellectual capacity. We have gone to the industry, worked very closely with them to arrive at the qualification pack. So as of now, we have skilled about 4 lakh plus people across the country. Currently, we are having 155 training partners, having over 1,750 training centers across the country to impart our courses in electronics. We have 156 qualification packs, and national occupation standards have been prepared under relevant content. 14 subsectors and 25 job roles have been identified as high potential in terms of growth. ESCC has developed a very effective process for quality assessment. We have 6 centers of excellence in the country. The COEs, basically, we use them to create capacity in terms of training the trainer programs. So across the country at the moment, we have 6 centers of excellence. And we also are striving for international alignment, wherein our qualification packs are aligned to the global standards, so that tomorrow the acceptability of my certificate is also beyond our shores, and our workforce which we are creating can find opportunities in the international and global markets. This is a list of, as I told you, we have 156 qualification packs. Out of them, the top 20 job roles have been enumerated here. And these job roles basically find a lot of demand, and we are skilling majority of our 4 lakh people which we have skilled so far have been in these particular job roles. So we do believe that these have a demand in the industry, and as per the demand, we are skilling, and we are striving to create a very robust system. When it talks about the smart cities, the IoTs, all the emerging job roles, we are very, very keen to work with the industry, understand the demand, and to respond accordingly with building the qualification pack which are appropriate as per the demand. Thank you very much. Now Mr. Mathur, my senior colleague, he will give you a more detailed perspective of our activities. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Rakesh. I'll continue further. Salim dwelt at a broader perspective. I have a presentation which will inform you of what approach we take, what approach we take for providing the skill and vocational trainings. So this has been the scenario. In the education, it's like an inverted pyramid or a triangle. 135 million people join. By the time it's primary, 73 million dropouts. By the time it is middle, another 11 million dropouts. By the time it is 12th, another 27 million dropouts. So around 120 million dropouts, and they are out on the street without jobs, whereas the industry needs people who can work. Then the 20 million who actually come out, they come out with a lot of gaps. They do have the technical knowledge, but that knowledge is different from what is required by the industry. So that brings us to a challenge of skilling at all levels, skilling at lower levels where you have college school dropouts, and skilling at the levels where you have a graduate or a degree holder, but there is a gap in what he knows and what is required by the industry. What has been the problem? Academics versus vocation. In general, because of the legacy, there has been a hesitation to naturally move towards vocations, because people were not sure that where they will land up after vocations. Can they move to higher studies? Can they change over to formal academics, or will they have to remain with the vocations? So this has led to a hesitation amongst the youth in opting for vocations. People prefer to go to colleges. They may not be able to end up in good jobs after passing out, but they don't want to go to the vocations. Whereas in other countries, people opt to go for vocations. They are happy to be an electrician. They are happy to be a carpenter. They are happy to be an automobile mechanic, but not in our country. So in order to facilitate mobility from the vocation to general education and vice versa, a qualification framework is being thought of, which is called National Skill Qualification Framework. This framework will be similar to what we have in the traditional academic framework. This will make people migrate from academics to vocation and vocation to academics, so that they are free to choose at any point in their life which path they want to pursue. Yeah, this slide has already been explained. After the ministry was formed, there were two parts created. One is the National Skill Development Agency, which is the custodian of the standards. They are the owners of the National Skill Qualification Framework, which is actually an amalgamation of all the efforts which have taken place up to now by different ministries. Every ministry had a skill development group, training group. Every state has made a lot of efforts in past. So they were unifying everything and trying to come with a single standard, which was National Skill Qualifications Framework. And on the other side, we have the implementing body, which is called National Skill Development Corporation, which Salim explained. This is the body which actually conducts the trainings. So they conduct the training with the help of sector skill councils. Around their periphery, they have selected experts from the industry who know what that particular industry needs. It can be hospitality, it can be tourism, it can be retail, it can be bakery, it can be whatever. So like we are from electronics, there is IT, there is telecommunication. So these small bodies, which are called sector skill councils, they are around the National Skill Development Corporation, and they help implement the programs which are actually driven by the industry. So because these people come from the industry, they know how to translate the requirements of the industry into vocation and training programs. That is done with the help of a seed document which we call as qualification pack. So we have qualification packs which are actually the specifications of a job role. So we actually specify a job role, and as engineers we know that once you are able to specify, you can develop, you can test, you can do whatever. So the qualification packs, they become the seed documents for delivering the complete training ecosystem. The content, the training, the trainers, the assessment, everything is framed around the qualification packs. Now to implement the National Qualification Framework, a qualification register, which is a national database where all national NSQF compliant qualifications will be listed. Qualifications, the register will have to meet 4 criteria to be NSQF compliant, and these are derived to meet genuine economic or social needs, contain well-founded standards based on appropriate research. They should be meaningful and should have sustaining requirement in the coming time. Will be awarded using quality assurance arrangements which guarantee the validity, reliability of the training and assessment, and match to a level for the qualification framework and meet the other requirements of the framework. So a national qualification register is being created where all the NOSes are being registered. I will come to NOSes, what they are and how they are formed. So what is National Skill Qualification Framework? It is important to understand the National Skill Qualification Framework is a competency-based. It's a competency-based framework that organizes all qualifications according to a series of levels of knowledge, skill, and aptitude. The academic framework actually works more on the knowledge, but the NSQF works on knowledge, skill, and aptitude. These levels are graded from 1 to 10. Like we have, 8th, 10th, 12th, then we have ITIs, diplomas, graduate engineers, postgraduate engineers, doctorates. So similarly, the NSQF from level 1 to level 10, where it can be unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, supervisor, foreman. In that order, it rises parallel to the academic framework. These levels are graded from 1 to 10 are defined in terms of learning outcomes which the learner must possess regardless of whether they are obtained through formal or non-formal or informal learning. So there are so many ways the learnings happen. We have a plumber visiting us, we have a carpenter visiting us, we have a mason visiting us who has been doing that job for ages. He may have 10 years of experience, he may have 5 years of experience, he may have 7 years of experience without knowing where in the life he has reached. So we can actually put him into an NSQF level based on our qualification packs. So whether the learning has come through informal channels or formal channels, it can be brought under the purview of NSQF. In another framework includes, this particular framework actually supersedes any other frameworks which were existing up to now. What are the expected outcomes? Mobility between vocations and general education, which I already explained. At any point of any point in career, if you want to change towards academics, you can do that. If you want to come back to vocation, you can do that. Recognition of prior learning. That's what I just now said. That in our factory, if we have a technician or an operator who has been working, we can actually allocate a level to him, allowing transition from non-formal to organized job market. We have scores of people who are doing jobs who are repairing our stuff as electricians, cell phone repairs, smartphone repair technicians, without knowing where they exist. So if a qualification pack is used to make an assessment, they can be placed at a particular NSQF level. Standardize consistent and nationally acceptable outcomes of training across the country through a national quality assurance framework. So while trying to implement the trainings through NSQF framework, when we align with the training providers, there are already so many training providers existing in the country. Some are good, some are bad, some are recognized, some are not so recognized. They have their own fee structures, they have their own syllabus, they have their own schemes of training. Now once they get aligned to us, we ascertain that they have the right infrastructure, the right logistics, the right training material and the right trainers to impart the trainings which will fall under the NSQF. So post-alignment, whatever trainings will come in a structured way. Global mobility of skilled workforce from India through international equivalence of NSQF. See, India is a large repository of manpower, whereas countries around do not have manpower. There is a possibility of Indians moving offshores to get employed. Now, other countries already have qualification frameworks like NSQF, and what we can do by analyzing the gaps or the differences between their framework and our framework, we can provide the differential trainings and actually make our manpower competent to work in those countries as per their requirements. So the migration of manpower to offshore locations will be possible, and it will be the candidates who go there will be more successful. Mapping of progression pathways within sectors and across sectors. Today, as we are seeing since morning, a particular technology doesn't fall in a particular domain. Electronics is required everywhere. So when there is a movement from one sector to another sector, with the help of NSQF, you can actually know that this particular technician, operator, or engineer can move to which particular position in another sector. Approval of NOS, QPs as national standards for skill training. That's part of the process. So I have been talking about levels. Now you can see that this is a general matrix. So I have on left, the levels, which are NSQF levels, and on the right I have the traditional academic levels. So first 4 levels actually pertain to the school levels, and then you have diploma, advanced diploma, and in between you have the statements which differentiate from one level to another level. So no responsibility, work under continuous instruction, works under instruction, works under close supervision. So that way, when a person acquires skill and becomes more responsible, his level rises. So at present, initially he is responsible for his own work, and as he learns further and as he goes up in the level, now he is responsible as a supervisor, as a foreman for the work of others. So decision making, skill, competency, and knowledge, they decide how the levels are going to change, and this is what we do when we actually fix up the job roles in the NSQF framework. So how are those NSQF levels finalized? So these are based on learning outcomes, which are based on certain descriptors. 5 descriptors have been chosen. Process knowledge, the knowledge of the process required to execute the task. Professional knowledge, what a person must know at that level. Professional knowledge, what a person should be able to do at that level. Core skills, core technical skills and soft skills. So when you mostly the informal learning may give you the core skills, but in today's world, which are more services oriented, what you need are the soft skills also. So what you need is to have accommodation of the soft skills also. When I say soft skills, it's behavioral, how to deal with the customer, how to deal with the colleagues, how to deal with the supervisors, how to do the housekeeping, what are the safety security measures one has to take. We see in our country, not much botheration is made about whether he is using the right tool, whether he is using the helmet, whether he is using the carrying harness, whether he is going up a pole with proper protection gear or not. So these are the measures, whether he is able to know that the gas can cause a damage, or the welding spark can cause a damage to his eye. So using proper tools, using proper protective methods forms part of the soft skills. Responsibilities, the degree of supervision. So this is the 5th point, the degree of supervision that needs to be exercised over the person while doing the job, or degree of supervision the person is capable of exercising. So these 5 points are the descriptors which differentiate the NSQF levels from level 1 to level 10. Now how sector skill councils work? If you see from left to right, there is training need analysis, then there is curriculum development, then rolling out of the trainings and assessment. Once you certify a particular person with a government certification for a particular NSQF level, you must have a certain standard of delivery of training, certain standard of assessment and certification. Now SSC sits at the bottom. It creates occupational standards and competency levels. It conducts LMIS. I'll come to LMIS what it is. And it features the skill development plans, which actually help in finalizing the first 2 steps. That is need analysis and curriculum development. Accreditation of training institutes. That's what I said, that once you do affiliation, we do complete due diligence to verify that the infrastructure of the trainer is in place. That he has particular faculty, he has the right workshop, and his knowledge of what are the right tools and instruments is with him. Academics of excellence. So once we find that during the due diligence, the training provider doesn't have the proper trainers, we have higher level of training institutes, which we call as centers of excellence. These are established with the investment from the government, and we run the train-of-trainer programs, where we make extensive use of the industry experts. So we make use of the industry experts to train the trainers so that they can in turn train the candidates once they go back to their institutes. For assessment, we have guidelines in participation in the assessment and certification of the trainers. Now, for vocation-oriented courses or for vocation-oriented trainings, the assessments are also to be done by people who have handled that vocation at some point in life. So normally a person from academics will not be able to certify whether it's a good weld or it's a good solder or it's a good joint. So somebody who has done that and who is from the industry will be able to do that. So we select that grade of assessors. Our trainings mostly constitute 60% hands-on and 40% theory. This theory is the knowledge which is required to develop that skill. So we have 40% theory as a part of assessment, and we have 60% hands-on, which is part of assessment. So obviously we need a class of assessors who are from the industry. One thing which I would like to say is that, we do not work from supply side, we work from demand side. What Salim explained initially, we basically do the qualification packs with the help of industry, trying to ascertain what the industry needs. That's part of LMIS. We develop the training programs based on the needs of the industry. Go back. So, to begin this exercise 2 years ago, we conducted a LMIS, Labor Market Industrial Survey, divided electronics system development and manufacturing industry into 14 subsectors, identified subsector-wise companies, listed subsectors-wise products and services, and we handled design, manufacturing, sales, and after-sales areas separately. Identify subsector-wise key locations of the industry pan-India, because everything is not being done in every part of India. We identified what is being done where the PCBs are being made, where the assemblies are being made, where the software is being designed, etc. Then overall distribution of qualifications. How are the qualifications distributed in the electronics industry, starting from 8th to postgraduate? Then average age, gender rate, ratio, salary range, percentage of contract labor. Then how do they source their workers? What is the percentage of apprentices? How much training they give? What is the attrition rate? And subsector-wise critical job roles. Which are the critical job roles in each subsector? So all this analysis was done. And actually, out of which it came that, we need to subdivide the electronics industry into 14 subsectors. They are there. Of course, now there are more things which are emerging, like since morning we have been discussing. Obviously, they will form somewhere into some of these. But if there are special requirements which are coming, let's say, from security and surveillance, at present, security and surveillance is part of IT. So we can separate it out and create another subsector which can probably take care of security and surveillance. So this slide already you have seen in Salim's presentation. This also came out of the survey, that how the jobs are distributed. So we found that most of the jobs, 34% were distributed in IT, followed by consumer electronics, followed by communication, followed by PCB design and components. Going further, in each subsector, we identified what is the percentage of manufacturing, design, sales, after sales. So what we found that, around 28% and 29% were in manufacturing and after sales. At that time, design was 9% and others were around 14%. Now, what are qualification packs? Since beginning, I have been talking about qualification packs. I have already told you that we try to capture the job role specification and draft a document which becomes the seed for running the entire ecosystem. So qualification pack captures the requirements of a job role in a designated position in a particular department of the industry as defined in the organization chart, which we call as occupational map of the company. QP is a compilation of multiple NOSes. So this is actually a document which is modular in nature. There are national occupation standards which function as building blocks, accumulating the tasks needed to be performed under that job role. So like for services, one job role can be you go and install an air conditioner or a television or a set-top box. The other part, the other NOS could be that you go for maintenance of, let's say, a water purifier or an air conditioner. The third part can be that you go for maintenance and repair. So these will be classified as separate NOSes. QPs comprise of specific core technical NOSes pertinent to accomplishing that job role, and generic soft NOSes comprising of soft skills. I have told you this: behavioral, interpersonal, safety, health, housekeeping, to facilitate task accomplishment with enhanced productivity and quality. Obviously, when the soft skills are added, it adds to the productivity and it also adds to the quality. A technician who comes to your place for installation should not litter your place either with the debris of whatever he has done or by the packing cases. He has to know that he has to dispose that off properly. Apart from the performance criteria, now when we go further into qualification packs and NOSes, there are performance criteria which basically constitute that NOS. That, what are the actions which you have to perform to complete that job. Then we have knowledge. Knowledge is KA and KB. KA is the knowledge which is related to the company or the setup, which is more on the administrative side, and KB is the technical knowledge which one must possess to operate and to deliver the skill. Skills contained in each NOS QP it also contains the assessment criteria. So once the candidate goes through the training program, which actually cover all the elements of the QP, he needs to be assessed. So within that qualification pack, we also put the assessment criteria that when he fares through the test, the theoretical test and the hands-on test, how he is to be marked, how he is to be declared successful. QPs become the basis of planning trainings. So once we have the seed document with us, we can plan trainings, we can plan course curriculums, course content, assessments for certifying the candidate for that particular NSQF level. So here we take help of industry. For every aspect we take help of industry. QP sits at the base of the skill training system, managed and operated by sector skill councils. So I am custodian of all the qualification packs which I have generated under those 14 subsectors. Similarly, the other sister SSCs have developed qualification packs for their sectors and they are custodians of their their QPs. Proceed. Next. So what are NOSes? These are the sub-modules of the qualification pack. See, the entire exercise is trying to put a structure into vocation training. The National Occupational Standards specify the standard of performance an individual must achieve when carrying out a function at a particular workplace. Together with the knowledge and understanding, they need to meet a standard consistently. So that means whatever operation or job he is doing is not to be done first time. It is not to be done on one piece. He is maybe assembling 250 pieces. So that has to come consistently. Each NOS defines one key function in the job role. Each NOS must be concise and readable document. It should be simple, usually consisting of not more than 5 to 6 pages. In their essential form, NOS describes functions, standards of performance and knowledge and understanding. The NOSes are laid down by the employers through SSCs. So when we develop the qualification pack, we actually take help of the industry. So the NOSes are laid down by the industry so that, later on, the trained technicians who reach that industry are actually useful for the industry. It is not that they have only had theoretical training. A set of NOS aligned to job role called qualification packs would be made available for every job role in each industry. These drive both the creation of curriculum and assessments. The NSQF will be theoretically make it possible to drive competency-based trainings for every job role in the industry. So actually what is being done is that they are creating a repository of NOSes, and depending upon the evolution of the production and the product technology, different NOSes can be picked up and stitched in form of a job role, so that the emerging job roles in the market can be taken care of. So this is this I already partially explained. So we do using the national. How are the national occupation standards used? Occupational and functional mapping, NOS. Then you make the qualification pack. You do the learning framework. You do the assessment and accreditation framework, and the qualification packs can actually become useful to the HR departments to be circulated as JDs, job descriptions, while hiring the candidates. So NOS development cycle is quite an intricate cycle. We do the research and analysis, we do the function analysis, we develop the QPs, we get the QPs approved by the industry. So this is one important factor. Before any QP or a qualification pack can be operationalized for a training program, it needs to be validated by industry. So that, and you know, the life of any qualification pack is not more than 2 years. The problem with traditional academics is that because of the huge course, the inertia, you are not able to change. We have tried to make it so nimble that, you know, this is valid for 2 years. Within 2 years, if the manufacturing technology or the product technology changes, then the NOS needs to be upgraded, the qualification needs to be upgraded, so that the training can be upgraded, so that whatever trained technicians you get in the end are really useful again. So approval of NOSes and QPs by industry, then maintain relevance, that's what and concurrency of NOSes, promotion and support of NOSes, and evaluation of NOSes. So there is a constant evaluation going on, whether it is still relevant or not, whether it needs upgradation or not. So it is trying to keep it concurrent, what traditional academics actually missed out. So this is the process. We pick up the industry, we pick up the sector, we divide it into subsectors, we go to occupations. This is now the process of how we do the QPs and NOSes. Then around employee, we make an analysis, distribution of across subsectors, geographical distribution, links to other sectors, anticipated change in the pattern, employment patterns, tenure, age, profile. So we analyze everything around the employee. Then we do the occupational mapping. We try to track what is the workflow. This is a normal organization chart of an industry. We call it occupational map because we look at it more from the point of view of occupations. So we track the workflow, we see what are the verticals, and within those verticals, what are the job roles, and at each job role, what is the level. And using those 5 descriptors, we pick up that this job role will fall into which NSQF level, and we ascertain that level, assign that level. So this is aligning to the job role descriptors. Here we will pick up that job role and we will see how much process, profession skill, core, and responsibility is required to perform that job role. It is not that, you know, once we write a QP as an SSC, you know, we can operationalize it. We have to get it approved. Since it will become basis of doing a government certification, it needs to be authenticated. So SSC will create subcommittees for NOS approvals. Subcommittees will actually select the number of large, medium, and small employers who will endorse the NOSes. For ESSCI, for our sector, actually the mandate is that I should go to 10 small, 10 medium, and 10 large industries trying to get my NOSes validated. Then NOS QPs will be validated. QRC, there is a committee which consists of representatives from NSDC, NSDA, MSDA, and CEOs of SSCs who will actually approve that yes, this QP is worth operationalizing. So we have done around 139 qualification packs. This is the general distribution. We have covered manufacturing, we have covered services. And in manufacturing, we have design engineers, executives, engineers, operators, electronic technicians. We have around 108 job roles in manufacturing and around 31 job roles in the services sector. So it actually adequately covers the industry at present. Now to move further, industry support for QP NOS development, mapping of existing, we have been talking of the emerging technologies since beginning. So now whatever jobs are going into detail, NOS Committee for IoT in Smart Cities. We are actually in process of generating this as a subsector and developing the qualification packs. And we would need this support from the industry because we want to reflect what exactly the industry needs into our training programs. So verifying inclusion of all important items and entities, clustering grouping of NOSes, crystallizing the QP structures. To validate completed, we'll need help of industry to validate the completed QP NOSes from industry members, and interaction and guidance while developing. So it is not that the task ends at the development of QP. When we actually do the content, we do the curriculum, we do the assessments, again we need the industry to help us out. So this is what lies at the base and at the root of the NSDC, now under the Ministry of Skill Development. And this is to the extent the SSCs are working to structure the vocation and skill training mechanism and bring it to an NSQF aligned system. Thank you very much.
So thank you, sir. So we have seen how the government is framing the skills and what is the process they are following to frame the skills and how they are interacting with industry. So I know it is time is running out, but this is the final 10 minutes. So the industry perspective of skills will be presented by Shri S. Bhavani Shankar and Shri N. Mallikarjun. This will be very quick.
Can I get the poll screen? So the polling question is, do you agree that existing curriculum will help students to acquire skills required for future? Partially agree 45%, fully agree 12%, don't agree 42%, it's around 40 respondents. So many of us here in this room still believe that existing curriculum will enable skills for future. Partially means I can take it, somewhat agree. But that's not true. Almost 2000 exactly, 99, 2000. That is the year when I studied 8085 microprocessor programming. After my 10th class, just in the summer between intermediate and 10th. And that time itself, my lecturer told me, whom I taken help to study that, this is obsolete. 4 megahertz processor, 8-bit processor introduced in 1976, obsolete in 1999. Maybe my boss Ramakrishna Garu has studied that in his BTech courses, and still we teach that. In fact, it is a wonderful example to tell the skill requirements from the industry is changing, but the people who are trained for the job roles are trained for the past skills, not trained for the future needs and future skills. So if you train people for the past skills, how you expect your students or young engineers coming out of colleges to take jobs, to get jobs in industry? Still, yeah. Coming to skills required in the industry, how skills will be trained? Let us go to the slide deck. The couple of slides maybe Mallikarjun will start. I'll end.
So basically, we are trying to answer 3 questions: what is skill, and where it can be trained. And the second question would be how we need to design our curriculums. And the third question will be how we need to train our students. These are the 3 questions we would like to answer in this presentation. Hardly it will take few minutes. So skill acquaintance, as per our research and as per our experiments which we have done within our organization, it is only possible at industry only. Academics cannot train skills. Here is a simple example which we have made here. Let us take an example of a skill called dismantling and reassembling a car. Now, in order to student to have that skill, he need to practice a lot. So, to make so many practices, you cannot provide him such amount of equipment. But at an industry, this is possible. So, skill requires huge amount of repeated activity that can be only practiced at industry, which cannot be done at your academics. So, that means until unless academics works in collaboration with industry, skills cannot be acquired. That is the first thing which we would like to tell from this slide. So, the definition of the skill is simple ability to perform an activity which can be measured by quality plus quantity by time. So, both quantity and quality has to be achieved in a specified time, and it should be repeatable. Every time the result should be the same. You cannot vary every time. Next. So, this is the process of learning a skill. First, we perform an activity. We observe the failures, whatever they occur. We analyze the root cause. We correct it and re-perform it. These are the cycles we need to perform. If you take the x-axis as a timeline, with time you will be acquiring skills. And this is the part normally which happens at academics. And this is the part which can be from here onwards only industry can take part. Academics cannot afford such amount of equipment, such amount of tools to acquire skills. This is the cycle of skill training methodology. Next. The second question I said was how to design a course. This is an example of a course which we are running with Krishna University. This is about MSc Internet of Things. The objective of the course is to develop capabilities in the students who can design, implement, test and maintain products and solutions for social challenges using Internet of Things, big data analytics and controls. Let me repeat the statement. Capabilities for designing, implementing, testing and maintenance. Here we made sure that all the students who join the course will be trained on some of the other skills, because you cannot expect every student to have capabilities to design. Some students would be suitable for designing, some might be suitable for implementing and testing, and the lower capability people will be sufficient enough for the maintenance also. So, whether your courses are pertaining all the levels of students or not, or are only targeting the designing level, because you cannot expect every student to perform to the best. So, you should be very much careful in defining the objective. And during the curriculum development, this is an example IoT system, simple, where the physical parameters, the sensors measure the physical parameters, where sensors will be converting the physical parameter into an electrical parameter, and that electrical parameter is further processed into digitized. Then the controller will be reading the so-called data, and using some communication technologies, the data will be pushed into the cloud. And the cloud, we have the database, web servers and analytics. And from this data, we may be using for information displays, controlling and modeling. This is in general how an IoT system works. And first we framed this process and then mapped the subjects accordingly. These are the subjects required. If an engineer has to develop a solution in IoT, he has to learn all these subjects. Until and unless we make for every course this kind of process, it may be a different subject, but we need to link everything such that the faculty knows what to teach, why he is teaching. Students will know what he is learning and for what purpose he is learning. He will be having a clarity on that. He can understand the interlinks between the subjects. That will be very much helpful for his career guidance. And the third question was how to teach. Well, as per our experiments and all those things, what we feel is our existing training methodologies or teaching methodologies are not at all suitable for present generation of kids. So, rather than a teacher, he is now a facilitator. I will just tell you an example of a training which we have performed for a data structures. As you can see, there are some students sitting. We have given them some play cards. Play cards icham. What we ask them is to place them in order. Of sequence order lo pettandi ani cheppam. That's it. The task was simple there. Only thing what we have done is we have measured the time. Ensafe lo vallu chestunaru and what are the number of errors they are doing while performing that activity. Once we measure the time and the errors, ఎవరైతే స్లోగా చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళని ఎవరైతే ఫాస్ట్గా చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి చూడమని చెప్పాం. We ask them to go there and see how they are able to perform at a faster rate. This is how cyclically అందరూ చూడాలి. చూసిన తర్వాత అగైన్ దే కెన్ పెర్ఫామ్ దేర్ యాక్టివిటీ. అండ్ అలా పెర్ఫామ్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు ఏదైతే పెర్ఫామ్ చేశారో we ask them to write an algorithm on it about the process which they have followed in setting that order. And the algorithms are written on paper without any name on it. And all the algorithms are displayed again on a display board. We stick all the algorithms on the board. And all the students will be going there and seeing all the algorithms. And they will be ranking the best 3. And after ranking all those things, this is a voting system like mana elections elaga voting ala pedtam. And all the votings will be collected and we will be identifying the best 3. And we will be again discussing what are the reasons for selecting the 3 as the best. And we will be writing down on the board. If you just repeat the cycle, the cycle repeat chesinapudu, automatic enante all the trainees or the students made sure that their algorithms consist all these parameters. So which clearly indicate that here the role of a teacher is nothing teaching. Tan teaching cheyaledu. He has a facilitator, or a mentor laga, or guide laga. All these different roles he has to perform and make sure that the learning is active rather than a more a passive way. So these are the common observations which we have made for similar activities. One thing is active participation. Generally, poor learners ane vallu 10 minutes kanna ekku sepu class lo focus cheyaleru. But what we found was they were able to perform the activity even 4 hours also. The second observation was the poor performers which we thought they were not learning, how many counselings we have been giving them, they were not learning. They have certain times they have crossed the best also in the class. And the third and most important part, though we encourage them to ask questions in the class, they will never ask any questions. But during this process, hell lot of questions will be there. Trainers will be vexed with the questions. We know that some trainers even register that we cannot tell all the answers. So this is an active way of learning, and this is not something new. This is already there all over the world. Many developed nations are implementing this.
Let us take a simple example of how we are framing our curriculum and how we are skilling. In the past, this is what the analogous video capturing and reproduction has happened. Right from video capture onto a tape, goes into analog editing method, and then it goes again reproduced on a tape, and it is broadcasted through analog modulation and all. There are a lot of analog circuits involving in it. Amplifiers are there, there are receivers are there, transmitters are there, clippers, clampers, a lot of circuits in. End of the day, again you are going to reproduce that on a CRT TV, which is having very, very poor resolution and all. This is the technologies, the circuits, the concepts are still we are teaching in our EC. Right from picture tube to your clippers, clampers, lot of things. Modulation techniques are gone. Now it is entirely digital. Forget about the future requirement. What we are presently using, this is an LCD. This is an LED which works on Ethernet. Straight from your mobile phone or digital camcorder, you're getting a RAW or MPG format video file into a memory card. When you say compressed video format, it is a digital file stored in bits, right? Memory card is a digital device. You edit the entire video in a software running on a PC. Software is a digital program. Again, from the software, you are going to send the video to broadcast through IP, Internet Protocol, which is again a digital communication technology. From satellite transmission, which is again digital video broadcast. Again, reception is through your set-top box, which is a microprocessor-based receiving system, and the communication or video transfer to LCD TV, which is a digital device, is a digital communication, HDMI. All the things, if you see, transformed into digital, and all those analog functions have been replaced with algorithms. Programs are doing the functionality which is done earlier by analog circuits. Actually, this is there in the market. We are using all these components. This is the present day requirement. What we are putting in our syllabus is the old one, which is not at all useful for the industry. Even if you go, we are speaking about Chromecasting and all, where you can directly send a video through Wi-Fi link to your smart television. So this is fundamental gap between industry need and academic. One, curriculum, which is outdated and needs to be completely revamped. Second, the method of evaluating a student, unfortunately, we are putting everyone under common basket. Maybe 20 or 30 years ago, like you said, dropouts, there is a negative pyramid. People coming in first class are very, very few people. There is proper segregation of skills or knowledge levels. Now it is reverse. Almost 95% of people are getting same score. So it is very tough and difficult to identify who are capable, who are not, and where we need to skill them. This is a fundamental problem what we are facing. This is some kind of a proposed syllabus what we thought of. For ECE stream, the engineering program, the 4-year engineering program, we divided into 2-year elementary courses and 2-year industry course. So those 20 subjects, they're going to first and second year in the academics, electrical, electronics, digital electronics, basic computer architecture, certain analog functions, controllers, not the 8085, ARM and latest processors which are very prevalent. Certain communication technologies, particularly wireless, which is very much required for IoT systems for the future. Sensors and systems which are part of the IoT architecture. Lot of power handling devices which are running on high speed, that is also there. All the input devices, output devices, engineering, math, science, environmental, these are the things. And including business systems, mechanical and physics. These 20 form the basic engineering curriculum for ECE. After that, the student has to transform into particular what we call track or specialization, either in terms of communication technologies or autonomous systems or smart solutions. So these two tracks, third year they can do it in academics or they can come to industry for both the years as an intern and do that. We recommend this kind of architecture for the program so that it will be better to skill the people for the next generation. In the smart solutions, you can have smart cities specialization. People can work in smart cities exclusively, or very, very narrowed down and deep dive into smart transport, smart buildings. So when we say 25 billion things for next 3 years, imagine what would be the 10 years down the line. 25 billion things, if you divide, most of them goes into factories, manufacturing, transport. So smart solutions and autonomous things, autonomous vehicles, autonomous factories. So this will create what we call the common course where people can get specialization as well as required skills and knowledge to work in the industry for future job roles, not for the past one. This is the little bit framework what we developed. Anyone who would like to use it, they can further extend that. Okay. So that's it. What we say is skilling can only happen only if you understand the needs of industry and again formulate a teaching learning process and train the person or student in your academics. So any questions we can take.
Actually, from the academic point of view, curriculum is designed by the university for every 3 years once. And that is done before the student enter into the first year of the college. And by the time, most of the subjects they design, they don't have any empty slots in that, so that we can imbibe the latest technologies. So that this, whatever your suggestions, that should be forwarded through APSSDC to universities. They take a lot of we even
So we have one more.
Okay,
maybe.
so concluding.
This is a common problem, like in every FDP which we go to, even NASCOM or even to industry units, they say that students, first thing is student is not ready to listen to a regular curriculum oriented subject. He is not interested to learn, like what you have said, a sorting of data structure that takes 2 to 3 hours, but university allots per week 4 hours of DS, and total includes 64 hours. And there is a lot of syllabus. Even though we take 7 hours, see, these are the practical problems which every academician here is facing.
Yeah.
And most of the colleges are private. They want only results. Only results. And 7 hours per week, even if we take a DSR, and that output of the student is nil, we have to give the program. I'm practically telling you. We have to give the program. They just type there. And they understand the intensity only when they need a salary. Then they ask us, come teach us again. See, we are like a teacher is like a mother. Though the child is always going away, we'll again tell them. We are making a lot of hard work for the students to reach to your level. Thank you.
Can I react?
Yes, sir.
I also worked for 2 years in teaching. Maybe from last 30 years I am running the industry. But whatever we say, end of the day, only one thing. What creates the value? Morning we discussed value. As an industry, I have to create value to my customer, then only I can survive. To whom I am going to employ, I expect them to create value. To whom only they will be, I am going to employ. Otherwise, if I have to train them, I will charge or I will give the less salary. That's a fundamental. Everybody will agree. The issue is, what are your challenges in the college and how you are tackling with your principals, or how your university is tackling. You have a board of studies or otherwise academic councils, and apart that, are you equipped with the knowledge? Okay, I am talking about that other part of it is, okay, I know because I am also in a lot of board of studies, lot of academic councils. I was there in 15 different colleges. Of course, I don't know which college it is. Huh? Okay, I am going to every college whenever somebody calls. The issue remains only one thing. Academicians also not getting knowledge of what is needed. If you do homework and strongly say this is a syllabus is needed, everybody will agree. But in my experience with the board of studies, every time I will tell, still they want to put 80-85. Okay, I can understand whatever your problem. Still 80-85 is there. Why 80-85 is there? They believe that 80-85 is easy to teach. No, that's what is the fact remains same. Because sometimes even some lecturers said that to me, I can teach other arm, but my junior lecturers cannot teach arm, so I want to put 80-85. So this is where, no, the issue is, I am not blaming this side or that side. I have all problems. Look into the problems, find solutions. Look into the positive aspect of how to find solutions. Okay, we are all living with the reactive world. In the future, in the smart solutions, you can't live with the reactive world. You have to go with objectivities. If you are not going with objectivities and we are only going to talk about the reactions and finding the solution for only reactions, I'm not talking even the reaction of opposite reaction, even the positive reaction also. Positive reaction in the sense, if I have some problem, I go to the doctor, then he will give me medicine. That is a positive reaction. Instead of that, how I will live 85 years or 100 years with active life. That is a positive objectivity. If you go with that objectivity, find the ways to reach to that objectivity, then there will be a better way of living, better solutions will come. Otherwise, what happens is, we are all living in the reactive world. Come out of that reactive world. There is no place, or that is, you can't excel in your reactive world in a larger way for a longer period. Even we discussed that, how you can't do that, because the world, when you are growing fast, the product life cycles or the solution life cycles are shrinking. If you are doing reactive way, that is going to be only 1 year, and after 1 year that will not have any life. Then what happens? Again, you have to restart. You invested money for finding a solution, the solution don't have value. Suppose same way you build your students with a reactive way for only improving the things, again that is going to be the same issue. Everywhere you have to find end objectives, how to build the solutions for the objectivity. How you build the solutions for objectivity is going to be the future, because today the way technology is helping, the way analytics is helping, and bring out the truth in a more effective way than, okay, I assume something. It won't work with the logics also. You have to go with best practices available across the world. We have to learn the best practices. Few days back I was there, as morning also somebody said in GE. So the POC is done in a 2 days to week. Even I don't even give in the work to them. Even they don't need to give the work. Just if I go with my problem, they are saying you will be able to give your POC. You go and test it. If you get some value out of it, now you give the work to us. So that is the type of organizations already built. I'm not talking about future organizations. This is already the world. So we can't live with sending the people to Infosys, TCS for a BFS jobs with that's all gone. That era is gone. Now we don't have that type of possibilities, because all these days we build that type of things because they started giving some 20,000-30,000 starting salary. Everybody is satisfied. Now that jobs no longer is going to be there. Within 3-4 years, the number of jobs in that sector is going to be maybe 70% is going to be down. So then how the colleges can survive? What is going to happen to the colleges? What is going to happen to the teaching community, whoever teaching that? So unless there is no students with a higher whatever the donation or otherwise fee, you can't get a better salary or better this thing. So even private universities will come with the different dimensions. In the different dimensions will come. Even MOOCs will come. Maybe Facebook becomes a university, and different dimensions at which the teaching learning process is taking dimensions. Don't think that this is only dimensions. Getting a BTech degree or MTech degree or PhD with certain papers and all that, this all era is going to be wiped off. So end of the day, how we create value. Even few days back in some meeting, somebody said, somebody dropped from REC, the NIT Tiruchirappalli. He didn't complete the syllabus, that is a course, and he went and he started some startup, and he became a millionaire or billionaire with crores of he's earning a lot. And the NIT Tiruchirappalli is requesting them to come and write the examination so that he will give the degree. Even they just requesting, because they want his name should be in NIT Tiruchi, not that he is interested to have a degree. So the degrees don't have any relevance. In the degrees don't have relevance, what is that is going to work? End of the day, whether I have capability to solve the problem, I have capability to create value. That is only the thing which is going to survive. Think in that direction. Let us not be reactive. Even whatever that we are talking about, that these are all which we did a small experiments. It's small experiments. I won't say this is a matured experiments. So we have to do more and more experiments, more and more dimensional thing. Look into that. Don't bother about what syllabus says. End of the day, whether you complete the syllabus or not complete the syllabus, with that 40 pages correction, you are taking it for something less than 1 minute to correct that 40 pages. With you are sure to give the pass marks to all the people. So that means there is no, the student is going to make it black and white. You are getting marks, whether you teach that syllabus or not. But what we select, when I have to select a person for my R&D, whether he is able to write 4 lines of code by his own. If he is able to write 4 lines of the code by his own for unknown problem, his job is guaranteed. No, basically they are not listening. Why they are not listening? No, that's where the... No. Don't think that we are not... just a connection.
మన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆయనతోటి కాదు. ఆయన ఒకప్పుడు టీచరు 30 సంవత్సరాల క్రితము. మనం జేఎన్టీయు సిలబస్ గురించి తర్వాత మాట్లాడదాం. ఆయన్ని యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోండి. ఈ ఇండస్ట్రీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోటి, ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోటి హౌ హీఈస్ లివింగ్ అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అంతేగాని ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయే ఇవన్నీ మన క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇవి మనం ఎలా స్ట్రీమ్ లైన్ చేద్దామని ఒక్కటి మాత్రం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఆయన చెప్పింది మనం కంటిన్యూ చెయ్యాలి అని అంటే మనలో మార్పు రావాలి. మనందరమే మార్పులు. ఎందుకంటే ఈరోజు మీరు టీచర్స్గా అసిస్టెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్, అసోసియేట్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ అయిన వాళ్ళు కొందరు ఉన్నారు. బట్ సీనియర్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ అక్కడ మన ఫేట్ డిసైడ్ చేసే ప్రొఫెసర్స్ ఉన్నారుగా, నాలాంటి వాళ్ళు తల వెళ్ళిపోయిన వాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళు అక్కడ కూర్చొని రాసింది మీరు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తున్నారు. దాన్ని కూడా చేంజ్ చేద్దాం. దానితోటి వారితోటి ఎందుకు డిస్కషన్? అది మనం చేయాల్సింది ఏదో చేద్దాం. అని కంప్లీట్ చేయలేమండి.
అంటే అట్లని కాదు, మీరు అడుగుతున్నారు చూసారా, మీరు కంప్లీట్ చేసేస్తారు కదా 4 years. మీరు 4 years మీ దగ్గర కంప్లీట్ అవుతారు కదా. దట్ మీన్స్ యూ గేవ్ ద డిగ్రీ, వీఆర్ డీలింగ్ విత్ దెమ్. డోంట్ థింక్ దట్ then don't say that we doesn't know what is the type of people you are dealing. We are also dealing with that people. There we have responsibility. Where if you give degree, or whether they listen, they didn't listen, there is no problem for you. Once you give the degree, they are all out. But when they come to us, if he is not able to perform and solve my problems and give some solution to my customer doesn't pay, he put lot of penalty to me, he will create a hell. Not only that, he will scold me, he will use abusive words. All that I have to listen as a CEO. Don't think that CEO life is a very simple, where we'll be using flights and luxury cars and staying in 5-star hotels. If you don't deliver the things, the type of abusive words, even sometimes the type of things happens, is going to be more and more worse, which you never might have faced in your life. So it is the type of tensions the CEOs or the top managers in the industry has, which much problems than what you are thinking, that embracing which you are saying that in front of the students. Try to understand that the issue is, we also knows what type of output is coming to us, what type of behaviors they have, even how they react, when they don't react, what type of issues are there. We know much better than what you know about your students. Maybe you are saying 80 people, maybe even every year we interview more than 35,000 people from all the colleges. We know all that issues. So,
thank you, sir. Now we will have Professor Trimurthy Garu from AP Skill Development Corporation talk a few words.
Well, as a teacher, Andhra Pradesh government picked me up in advisory council of AP SSDC, chaired by Chandrababu Naidu. పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళందరూ కూర్చొని ఉంటారు. నాలాంటి ఇది మీలాగా మాట్లాడేవాడినే కాబట్టి నేను కూడా ఒకడిని కూర్చొని ఉంటాను దాంట్లో. ఈ పెద్దలేమో రకరకాలుగా డిఫరెంట్ స్ట్రీమ్స్ నుంచి వచ్చారు. అసలు స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎందుకండి మాకు, ఈ గోల ఎందుకు? మన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లోనే మన యూనివర్సిటీలోనే చెయ్యొచ్చు కదా. వై డు నీడ్ అనదర్ స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అండ్ ఈ గోల ఎందుకు ఇది అంతా అని చెప్పి అన్నవాడిని నేను ఒకప్పుడు. కానీ మన సిస్టంలో ఉన్న ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, మీరు చెప్పే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్నీ మన సిస్టమ్స్లో ఉన్నాయి నాన్న, మన సిస్టమ్స్లో ఉన్నాయి. మనకు ఒక బోర్డ్ ఆఫ్ స్టడీస్ వారు చెప్పినట్లుగా వారు కూడా నా పక్కన ఉండేవారు. ఎవరు? రామకృష్ణ గారు. అకాడమిక్ సెనేట్లో మేము మాట్లాడేవాళ్ళం మా ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్. బట్ దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి, ఈ కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ స్ట్రీమ్లో ఇది ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తే, ఇలా సర్టిఫికేషన్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తే, ఇలా డిప్లొమా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తే, ఇలా డిగ్రీ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తే మా సంగతి ఏంటండి? కామర్స్ ఏంటి, ఆర్ట్స్ ఏంటి, సైన్స్ ఏంటి, యూనివర్సిటీలో అన్నీ ఇవ్వాలి కదండి, ఆ డిగ్రీకి ఆ పేరు ఎందుకు వస్తుందండి? ఇలాగా రకరకాలైన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ తోటి ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒకప్పుడు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు మన ఈ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో ఫస్ట్ టైం సీఎంగా ఉన్నప్పుడు మీకు గుర్తుంటుంది, IIIT అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. IIIT కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి అంటే ఎస్ఎస్సి I'll get back to you. Which is necessary for you, I'll get back. Because I have to be careful with your quoting me also. Unless they come into that kind of a level where, we'll communicate. So, ఆ 10th క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మన మండల్స్ నుంచి, ఒక్కొక్క మండల్ నుంచి 5 స్టూడెంట్స్ని తీసుకుని, కెన్ వీ గివ్ దెమ్ ఏ న్యూ లుక్ ఆఫ్ బికమింగ్ ఏ టెక్నికల్ పర్సన్ హూ ఈజ్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ దిస్ ఇండస్ట్రీ. ఎందుకంటే అది చేయలేక కాదు, ఇట్ టేక్స్ టైం. సో దెన్ IIITs కేమ్ అప్ అండ్ IIITs డిగ్రీ ఇవ్వలేదు అని చెప్పి అది ఒక గోళం బిగిన్ చేస్తే, ఆ తర్వాత IIITకి యూనివర్సిటీ స్టేటస్ ఇచ్చారు. Because of his power in the central government, UGC Parliament Act చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. నాన్న ఈ ప్రొసీజర్స్ అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి దాంట్లో. Now coming back to this, the present environment, what has happened was that can we make employable graduates? That was the question which he has asked every one of us. I am very much perturbed with this 20% or 22% or 5% people getting employable. But what is going on? What for these education institutions? In fact, the fee reimbursement is terrific. Fee reimbursement, almost 90% of the candidates, students are getting fee reimbursement from government. Now what his question is that I am paying off the way that your colleges, admissions are done by your colleges, they are coming to the colleges, I am paying for them. Now they are coming back to me saying that give me jobs. But where am I? As a father, you are investing money on your own child, and the father is on the streets. And exactly like that, I am becoming a father, and where I am on the streets, called the industry. I am so happy that today, this man who fought for himself actually, today, Ramakrishna, it is not praising on him. In fact, I have been telling in the government also. Today, fortunately, he could manage to get 2 MOUs to our AP SSDC. Salute to Ramakrishna, the way that you have initiated, because he has been the first person to come out of 2 years of experience in Siddhartha, and 30 years back he initiated electronics company which was not thought of by any one of us here. And then today 630 families are supported by this teacher, once a teacher. They call him MD I call him my Ramakrishna. That is the way that I looked at him. And each one becomes an entrepreneur provided that kind of attitude is there with everybody. Now, he was quoting that example saying that can we have this kind of entrepreneurs also in our vicinity. Again, with your permission, I will go to a Telugu proverb which I coined actually. Pudami meeda okadu gunavantudundina pudami velagu vaani gunamu cheta. Velayu vanamulona గంధపు చెట్లు ఉన్నట్టు. అంటే వెలయు వనం అంటే కూడా మీకు తెలిసి ఉండదు, అడవి. అడవిలోన ఒక మలయజంబు ఉన్నట్లు. మలయజంబు అంటే అదే నేను ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసింది గంధపు చెట్టు. ఒక్క గంధపు చెట్టు ఉంటే ఎలాగైతే సువాసనలు ది హోల్ ఫారెస్ట్ గెట్స్ ఇట్, అలాగే నాకు ఒక చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఆ విధంగా దొరికాడు. హూ thought about the education system and who thought about skilling. That's the reason why we voluntarily got attracted towards him. And today he says, can we have that kind of a Malayajambulu, ee Ramakrishna laga, all over this state? That was the idea of skill environment what we have created. Now we have several people from several countries assisting our AP SSDC. We have 24 programs, as our Professor Srinivas Reddy is briefing me, telling that online training programs are going on. 24 we have identified and 22 are online now. Now the problem that we are getting is that we said voluntarily they should enroll themselves and go for it, because we cannot make them compulsory, because universities are autonomous. They have their own syllabi. They have their own vice chancellors who are appointed by again government. But structure is different. And in that context, what we said is voluntarily they can do it. But in the beginning, tell you, these people, we have Ranbir, a volunteer coming from Switzerland. Ranbir, can you get up, please? He is a proud Indian, born in West Bengal and fascinated by towards Chandrababu Naidu and our Ganta Subbarao. Ganta Subbarao lived, both of them were roommates in abroad. Am I right? Yes. And he lives there. He doesn't spend money of any of us, government. He comes here whenever the programs are going on. He wrote several books, developed software, expert of soft skills, English speaking. He is an expert in Switzerland for English speaking and skills development there. And that person is also with us. Like that, we have accumulated people from different parts of the world, and we started off. Believe me, in the beginning, there were a few hundreds only were people who registered for online training. That is because the environment in the college level is, sir, 9 to 4. Maximum 9 to 4, otherwise 10 to 4. Our buses have to leave by 4 o'clock, otherwise children cannot reach to the... So their questions are, in between we cannot run it, as madam is telling, that we have to complete 4 credits of this course, 3 credits of this course, and all the credits we have to do it, and we don't have time at all. And so online training, this Srinivas Reddy starts with that, and then he goes on complaining, sir, neither teacher was there nor student was there. I could visualize through video, and these people, yesterday 10 people were there, and today other 10 are there, those 10 are not existing. And they say that 20 people are registered, and then they go on doing it. I tell you, many of the institutions, when we have initiated that Siemens program is such kind of a program which was identified by Subbarao and his experts, group people, that is identifying about 20 laboratories in different sectors, including all the mechanical, electrical, electronics, computers, robotics, and so on and so forth, and identifying, can we give practical training to these people? So that is what I give an example. Mechanical engineering people, they have papers on transport automobiles. Now automobile, what we do is we give a tractor to them, a tractor which is not functioning, rather somewhere some problems are there. Dismantle the whole thing and assemble that, and then identify which part is missing and fix it, and make your students to understand each part by name and identify, get new parts, fix it, and in that process you become a real engineer to identify and maintain the tractor. And in that process, somebody like him is in the background, so he becomes entrepreneur, at least to manufacture the parts or to assemble the tractor itself. So that is one of the criteria. The four-wheelers we have got associated with Mahindra, and that's the tractors and all that. And four-wheeler cars we have got associated with Maruti. So this Siemens concept is that name is Siemens, but identifying the Indian companies and get associated with them, and the whole process for 2 years they have to train the faculty and the students in that process. Okay, so like that. Now Blue Star, all air condition. Now you got the idea. Air conditioners and all that are with Blue Star Association, and you have electrical appliances, home appliances, and robotics, and so stream of engineering environment we have picked it up. And sir, 400 crores for 40 institutions. Some of them are center of excellences, some of them are training centers. In that context, a high-powered teams, they went there and identified the institutions and said, we can give them, these are the institutions across, depending on their background area. Like for example, in this area, automobiles, if they have given, somewhere else in Godavari, West Godavari and all that, some other sector. So the laboratories are distributed like that. Somewhere automobiles, somewhere agricultural products, somewhere electronics, and like that, depending on their background environment, they did it. But at the same time, 50% of the students will be trained from that institution, and remaining 50% in the surrounding institutions, they get enrolled into that. So this is the model, and this model I would like to announce today, saying that all the 40 centers started functioning from the last month. This is done exclusively, and today, while we are apologizing, because I was there to fetch that minister, and Ramakrishna, as usual, he is a tough man. He was on phone telling that, what is that I should do? It is 9:30 and I am closing down. I said, you start off, Ramakrishna, then I'll fetch him a little later, because he is also busy with other things. So in this context of involving politicians or ministers could not be possible. But what we said is, the first level of training is over, they will give the feedback. So that time chief minister and IT ministers and skills ministers and all the ministers, they can go. So one by one, whenever they have the visits around. So thereby, all these elders, they went there and they started off soft launching. And now they will start from this month the training process for the whole process. Now I'll get back to that question, earlier question. The high-powered team which selected these colleges, one criteria of selection was how many voluntary students and teachers were involved in the previous programs what we have initiated from AP SSDC. One of the criteria which was not known to anybody, because the other criteria, you need to have this many thousands of square feet area and so on and so forth, and then we'll give you. But the other criteria, and basically big institutions, they had only 100, 200. They calculated the percentage. Out of 10,000 students, you have only 1% of students volunteers. So tomorrow, when we are going to have this Siemens training from first year to fourth year, how you are going to make this equipment which is costing several crores of rupees. Sir, several crores of rupees government has come forward to give away. We know, I was a professor in 1981, sir. I wanted to have 5 lakhs project from DSC. I wrote down very good project. That time very good means you can understand. But 7 to 8 times I had to come to Delhi to plead for it. And they say, well, this is the first project, we will release only 2 lakhs to you. Sir, equipment cost is 3 lakhs and the remaining 2 lakhs is for technical assistance, sir. What should I do? I don't know. You start it up. You have to prove your worth. That was the criteria, because their norms. It is their norms. We are now in the government, we know very well government positions, how they are. Such kind of difficulty levels we were there, and today the 100 crores for institution, because this Malaya Jambu, ఈ గంధం చెట్టు మనకి this chief minister has given away so much of whether what do you call it, with a golden hand, he has allowed all of us to function in each of the institutions, and today we are very happy, friends. One line is going on that side, but remaining lines, it is like this. We started off. The other day, HCL came forward to say that 5,000 people are necessary now, immediately. And immediately they went there, and Shiv Nadar is a good friend of, Chandrababu, and then he was brought in, and MOU was signed, and they came here, and they said, we are very much interested in going further into education level also. We said, come on and produce the children what you like to have as professionals in your institutions. So these 5,000 in this 1 year time, they would like to have. And afterwards, yesterday they met me, and they were talking about initiating exactly like Ramakrishna is talking about 4-year degree program. Can we have our own 4-year degree program in the way that we desire? Then what we said is, that 4 years should be appropriate in terms of recognition universally. You follow the norms of AICTE, but credits should be exactly the same. That is the way that we have said, because industry people, they just, one side they look at the other angle of what is that, the skills for value additions and so on and so forth. The other side, credits, 5 credits, if they are missing, some Harvard University may not pick them up. So like that, it is going on. And one more thing, what I like to say, that government, the apathy and the promotional environment, when we called for teachers training, again, Srinivasa Reddy, I have been telling, I abused him really at one level. A professor of JNTU and a renowned, strong professor. So what has happened was that Android training we initiated. And that Android training, we said that it should be for faculty members, and register these faculty members. 180 people registered only out of several thousands of people. Then he asked Professor Subbarao, can I address them for next 2 days or 3 days, because by the time that California team comes here, so I will address them. So 3 days he had addressed them. somehow he could get that sense, telling that yesterday teacher is not today. In my talk. Then he said finally, sir, I am going to have 15 minutes quiz for them online. Then several people rang me up, telling that this Srinivas Reddy Garu is, troubling us. I said, what is the trouble? He said, I am going to have 15 minutes. Hey, Srinivas Reddy, what type of questions you are asking? And they must have forgotten. Let them come for Android. Let them not be asked about anything else. Then he said, sir, I am not questioning them on their subject matter, which is to be referred from books and texts and questionnaires. I am only referring what I have spoken for the last 4 days, my talk only. Out of that, whatever they grasped, they have to answer. And that was reasonable. I said, go ahead. So he selected 70 plus marks, and 70 plus 108 people only came up out of 180, sir. Though 108, then my question was, Srinivas Reddy, the other side is, Chief Minister telling that thousands of people should be trained, and you are at least 180 came in voluntarily. Why you are traveling? Sir, it is up to you. We said 108 only. Right. 108 came, and then we started off the function, and all these foreigners, 10 of them, like these boys, wonderfully, one side he is speaking, another side, wonderfully they were explaining things and all that. In the lunch break, I say their word in Telugu, sir, for a minute. Ayya, వారు చెప్పేది ఒక్క ముక్క అర్థమైతే ఒట్టు. Now, whatever they said, it is not understandable, but whatever you have said, did they understand? That we don't know. Then we asked them, sir, they are trying to convince us, but then we could not get them. Then all these professors, they sat through, and then they said 1:10 ratio, sit down, work out, communicate through writing, and identify what is that word that you are pronouncing, what is this word they are listening. And then there was a sync created, and that synchronization has helped them. Next 10 days, they became excellent teachers. Excellent teachers, I am happy. 108 people, Android trained people, they were there, and we were very happy. But then in that particular time, one fellow comes and then says, we have a request. I said, what they must be asking? We want to see your CM Chandrababu. It is only 2 days time left out to go away, and 2 days how to get he is not in my pocket. How to get his this thing? And we have sent Dr. Lakshmi to go over there, and the Pradyumna, his chief secretary, he gave only 3 minutes time, because that was the time of state special status discussion, and cabinet ministers were sitting over there. And 3 minutes then we introduced him. The 3 minutes, we said hello. He recognized somehow, and then said he is from Australia. He is from what is the Southeast Asia coverage, and he is from Israel, and all of them are from Californian environment of Google. They have come here, and then he said, "Come on, sit down." सिट डाउन बोली तो यहाँ जो बैठे हैं वो पीछे तो जाना ही पड़ेगा. So ministers went back, and all of them, they sat down. Sir, 1.5 hours he has discussed. In that process, he could understand there was a Google sponsored Stanford University innovation fellow. That program is there. He asked them, questioned them directly. Why it is not offered to Andhra Pradesh? Sir, it is given to countries, and we are starting from this year. Countries, yeah, from India I'll work it out, and then from India you include this. They said okay. Then he asked Subbarao Garu and other people, saying that train our people before they go into that test. So our people gave training to the again volunteers, and volunteers very few came in, but out of I think 24 people selected from India, 14 were from Andhra Pradesh. So happy that he has helped in that process of that meeting. You know, these people wanted to have photograph with him, and he got the best photograph from them, saying that okay, our 14 people got selected, and India, he has helped Indian government in that process. And second time, sir, out of 54 people selected from country, 40 from India, from Andhra Pradesh. 40 from Andhra Pradesh got selected. So thanks to APSSDC, the way that they have trained people. Now, sir, this that 14 plus this 40, 54 families, they came there to say hello to him, sir, the other day. He spared time and energy, and he said, many people misunderstood that it is as a fellowship. It is not fellowship, it is a fellow. And he writes, like BTech, he writes Stanford University Innovation Fellow. He writes that as a fellow of Royal Society of London. And that spirit, I think, you know, friends, how many chief ministers are doing, how many ministers are doing, I don't know. God alone knows, but that is my first experience to say that this kind of expertise is there, promotion is there. We said voluntarily, but take it seriously. Take it seriously. The local problems are local problems. Local problems, we lived with them. The Telugu, what you have learnt, if that is followed in the Telugu spirit, things could have been wonderful. Because many times what is happening, our own language we are forgetting. Our own English we have forgotten. Our own technology words we have forgotten. Definitely, yes, our attitude towards the subjects was a degree orientation maximum. If degree orientation is not there, these days, sir, marriages are also becoming difficult, sir. Degrees are there. Degree, if it is there, your son is only second class, my daughter is first class. So it is a big problem. That society changes also. You as a teachers or Chanukyas, you have to do it. Change. And Stanford University Innovation Fellow Program also, a change in the mindset is an objective. A change in the attitude is also an objective. Yes. So see the difference. A change in your thinking is, thinking for degree orientation is changed to problem solving and value addition. As Ramakrishna is telling, value addition. So that was the criteria of Stanford University Fellow. So these are the objectives, apart from problem solving and making himself worthy for others to listen. So, believe me, sir, all 54 people responded to him. They got up. They introduced each person introduced the management of the institution and parents. Chandrababu responded saying that this is a new change that I observe. Many times parents, they come and then say that they are children. And chairpersons of the institutions, they come and then say, my staff and my students have come. Today, students are telling about their, parents and institution experts and all that. That is a great change I could observe today. But how about you people? Where do you want to serve? Sir, we don't want to serve anywhere. We want to become entrepreneurs. This story I wanted to tell you. This is the response that they have visiting all the institutions. I think, Ramakrishna, we have learned many things out of this. It is a learning process. Since morning, you have created a very good hope for all of us, a new environment, right from police officer to So there are several things what they can create. I think all of them, I could understand, they have a ocean of patience. Teachers, they are sitting, but then with a lot of patience. This is a symbol for a change in their own status, and you are successful today. You have really come forward to bring in not only industry and all that, but then government and service sector also. So this creates a hope for all of us. APSSDC is open for all the new ideas. You keep posting them in new subjects, whichever are coming over there. We will provide expertise from all over the world. We will provide, because today our marketing director is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. And today he must be doing, today I would like to see in the news how many companies he must be enrolling to come here. Yes, our team is also there. Our team also went along with him. Okay, so that is the way things are going on. It's a humble beginning, we have made it. And our people in the next generation to come, they have to be employable, and that is the target. And your syllabus and all that, if you are, we have already spoken to institutions, the JNTU and other universities also, and AP, State Council of Higher Education also. And the Android training, I think Chief Minister has summoned the experts, including secretaries and commissioners also, saying that Android training should be initiated right from college level. And Subbarao Garu, his mission is to have Python from 8th class onwards. 8th class onwards. I mean, you can understand, ideas are plenty. But then, how many of us are knowing Python? Sorry. Raise your hands. I salute to all of you. I think, you will become the resource persons to train the faculty members of the schools now. Yeah, you give your mailing addresses like that, and thereby we can conduct further programs in that way. And then knowledgeable environment, sir, learning process. Today I have made a lot of notes out of this. I don't know at this age where the note will be useful. It will be useful wherever I go. Till such time that we breathe the last, I think we have to keep learning only. Otherwise, friends, there is no world here to live without that kind of this thing. Otherwise, we are waiting for something else. That let us not wait. It comes automatically for us, but then till such time, as teachers also, as students also, explore the possibilities. And the innovation definition I always give, do things differently. Identify the new algorithms or whatever you talk about it, that is innovation. That kind of a style, if we function, each one teacher becomes one tree, the sandalwood tree. Now I come back to that English version, sir. See, the word is, wherever you are standing, if there is one, tree, a sandalwood tree, that is sufficient. The remaining trees need not have to be sandalwood. The environment flourishes, the environment becomes harmonious, environment will become livable. And that is the sandalwood tree. I have compared that, Chandrababu Naidu. Pudami means the land, this particular land. Okay, so that is I borrowed from another 1956 version of a triplet written by a good old persons, and then that I am following to Ramakrishna also. Today, one person is sufficient for giving 630 families life. What else I can think of? What else I can think of? And whenever I meet him, he is always on the passionate feeling what will happen next year. And I haven't seen a person going for CBET every year on his own, irrespective of the company running or whatever it is, and to learn about the technology, to expose himself to new technology, making note of it, coming here, experimenting and doing things in the right way. And his company, a number one company right from the beginning for electronics, and supported today who else? The DGP has to salute him, saying that he solved my problem. What else, sir? Millions people get out of it. But then this kind of problem solvers are important for all of us. So APSSDC, you are the members and you are running APSSDC. Take it seriously. Whatever little, what they are giving, whatever they are telling, what you know, get endorsed, saying that yes, they are also speaking what I know. Let us continue that effort, because people are not coming from heaven. So they are also doing it. Like for Siemens, they are doing it, but some of the people are not knowing many things, the people who are coming. And we are correcting and changing them. Take the advantages of the Siemens centers also at different places. In your neighborhood, wherever they are existing. One is in Loyola, one is in Siddhartha, and one is in VVIT, in the neighborhood here itself. Okay? So continue that process and make this as your own program, to see to it that you can fall back on the lap of a mother, saying that, okay, mother may not be knowing, mother is knowing only 10th class, and you people are doctorates, and that mother, APSSDC, if you feel it, mother has got plenty of avenues to open, and then ask the other people to come and then help you. God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Ranbir Sinha will just speak for 1 minute on his experiences.
Good evening. I'll not take much time. I just wanted to say all of us have to get used to this new India. Young people come on the stage, tell us about new technology, and set the syllabus for us, what we should teach. And that's new India. Let's get used to it. I want to thank the young generation of India for taking charge. Thank you very much.
We have come to the end of the day. So I just want to give a small brief. Like today we have discussed on what are the technologies which is driving the smart cities. Later we have understood what is exactly smart city. Then we have understood what exactly is happening in smart cities and what are the opportunities available in smart cities. Then we had 3 tracks, one on smart transportation, the future mobility, then on aspects of safety, security and surveillance, and then on sanitation and on skills. So tomorrow we will be continuing the session. So tomorrow we would be having smart policing for smart cities by Gautam Savangaru, the Police Commissioner of Vijayawada. Followed by we will have emergency services management by Venkat Garu, who has designed and architected 108. And also we will have discussion on various platforms and how these platforms can be helped in developing smart city solutions by Intel. Then we will have some other sessions on smart buildings, smart grids, health and environment. So this is the plan for tomorrow. Thanks one and all for joining today, and hope I see you tomorrow. Thank you.